cookie cutters. God gave you a nose to breathe with so you can keep your mouth shut. Welcome to the podcast. Take a seat.
Well, what about, didn't we have intro music from...
You'll hear it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Big thank you to You Gotta Be a Freak. He put together our new intro and outro for the YouTube podcast, which is now where we're going to start putting all of them. And I asked him to throw something together for us, and he did. So, You Gotta Be a Freak. You came through. Thank you.
No copyright bullshit.
Right.
Very good.
I'm just sitting here, and there's a 17-inch black dildo on my dining room table.
Leonard's new mic.
Maybe I should make that the centerpiece for the table. Get rid of the crystal ball.
Well, I found a new fetish freak I really like. Look up
Oh, I'm going to put...
Fuck Dogs
Oh, God.
Pornhub.
In case you don't
Some
have...
60-year-old tan.
In case you don't have Instagram, we went over that in an Instagram post.
Maybe if my technocratic team can set me up to where we can do a meeting. She's out in Cathedral City, California.
Is she part of Ghetto Gaggers?
No.
No, because Pomps...
No, of
course
Pomps...
not.
No, Pomps...
By the way, Adam McCucken in the house.
Everybody's favorite. Damn it. Everybody's favorite.
Andrew, why'd you invite him on the podcast?
Now they're going to stop listening.
Also known as
Now it's time to
the
turn
modern-day
off.
Winston Churchill.
Lenny will suck them off the whole time. Blow smoke up your ass. No, but Pomps messaged us about the... it was Ghetto Gaggers and like two other porn sites. The
Yeah, I can
CEO
go through my text and find him.
posted something on Twitter. I guess he's a fan or something. So
Ghetto Gaggers.
Yeah, Ghetto
That's
Gaggers
great.
is good stuff.
I remember the one episode of Ghetto Gaggers where they asked her why she's sucking dick and doing the things she's doing, and her answer was, "Well, I need a new transmission."
makes
He's
sense.
honest.
Yeah, at least she's getting something out of it. What do they pay these porn
I would have
stars
said,
now?
I need a new transsexual.
Of course you would.
But actually, it's been kept at bay.
I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
So
Fuck Doggo got me over it.
Oh my
What a
God.
great name.
Yeah, fantastic.
you're over your tranny thing?
Yeah, I don't think about it much anymore.
So the next level is what does fuck dog look like? I do not want to Google it. Yeah, I'll take your word
I'll
for
fall on my sword. I'll Google
like a
it.
ghetto granny
you will.
freak.
it. A granny.
I'll be the
now
sacrificial
you moved
lamb.
to grannies. you're like Jay now. You like the old
I always did
dogs.
like the ghetto grannies. They always aim to please.
The
Good
fuck,
old
fuck
school.
dog is a ghetto granny.
Good old school, not like these young cunts with the fake eyebrows and the tattoos and the same look and no intelligence or common sense whatsoever.
With the big toenail all long and shit.
Right, back in the
Fuck is
days
that nonsense.
when the young tans had to suck dick and get guys off to make a living.
Okay. I'm glad you moved, but now you got that shirt, so.
They're nice.
And the dildo.
Yeah.
So
And the toy.
we still have to figure that thing out.
Thank
It
you very
vibrates. I think that's just a housing for it, like to store it. It's a vibrating butt plug, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you think they spotted this going through like the X-ray machine?
Nah, they don't. It didn't come through. They X-ray shit that comes through customs, not domestic. Unless.
I'm just amazed at how heavy that thing is.
Did you go into LA Fitness and take out one of the weights and just put that there, like one of the curl, put it right on the rack?
That would be a good gag.
Yeah.
Hear that, Cassidy Campbell?
Cassie's actually been posting some good shit lately.
Yeah.
As far as this, I don't watch his YouTube videos because I kind of like feel, I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable, the shit that he does. I feel almost embarrassed, but for him. But like his Instagram stuff, he's posting about, where the Black Lives Matter
Right.
money's going and all this bullshit that's
The
happening.
facts?
Yeah.
He's red pilled. So when we did the last round of videos at Bradford Manor, we actually did, because I read some of the comments on YouTube asking why we didn't talk about or mention BigSwole, Jason Salzone at all, and we did actually talk about it on camera when we were up there filming. But I didn't like the way it came out, so I edited it out of the video. I figured we'll just talk about his passing the next time we do a podcast. We meant to do a podcast. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And Brad had an incident with his car, and he wasn't able to make it.
Car trouble. Ended up being the fucking starter.
It was the starter, after all?
Yeah.
That's awfully suspicious on a brand new Toyota Camry, Brad.
It's not brand new. It's
So
got
if you get into
80-something thousand miles.
So
on
to
the
get into
fucking
further
thing. details. That's what it is, you fucking asshole.
There was an incident in the car or with the car.
That's your car, Lenny. So, we were waiting to do the next podcast to talk about that whole situation and his passing. And Brad was the first point of contact. He's the first one who found out he died. It was about 10 o'clock at night when you sent out the group text, and none of us could sleep. I tossed and turned that whole night when I found out he died. Went to work the next day, an absolute zombie.
Yeah.
Who was it who reached out to you? Was his sister's friend?
Yeah, a friend of the family.
Okay. And we still don't know what the cause of death was. I mean,
you know, how can you ask?
Yeah.
Like, they said they were going to perform an autopsy, but I'm not going to reach out. Hey, by the way, how did he die?
no.
Yeah, just,
Well, he
you
wasn't
know,
doing well, as we reiterated. He
Yeah.
wasn't sleeping. He was holding a lot of water, and his breathing was atrocious. I mean, I've had breathing difficulties in the past, but his was awful. It was
Plus, he had that kidney ailment, too, that he talked about in the video.
Yes, and he did some intense training.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't really trained that hard, he said, in a while, and it was just a shame. He was so looking forward to it, and we do have footage on his phone we're trying to obtain of him, you know, at the least, training with me at the Redcon 1 facility.
Yeah, because the whole 2 weeks he was here, he stayed at the same hotel as you.
Yes.
And he filmed a lot of shit, he said.
Yes, very good stuff. And
The Redcon 1 footage I put on your YouTube channel.
Okay.
That's
He had more, yeah.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I thought that was the extent of it.
But
No, he-
Andrew had
okay.
to edit some of it out because one of the songs, YouTube flagged it for the fucking music. That's why, by the way, I do have music in my garage, but we don't play it when we're filming because...
Well, it wasn't even
flag now.
the Redcon video wasn't even a copyright situation. It wouldn't even let the video be viewed by anyone. It was a big red X. I've never even seen that before.
Really?
So I had to delete like a 3-minute chunk out where it was some garbage rap song playing in the background.
You know, Jay swears that was the reasoning behind Jason's death was the Redcon curse.
Well, him and Lenny went at it in a group text after all that shit because he was making remarks,
no, that's not. That was just-
insinuating shit.
yeah, but, you know, I just...
That's Jay just being a troll.
that's
He's
all
just
right.
trolling. Jay Troll Masters.
Blackstone for life.
And you know, we had a lot of plans with BigSwole. I mean, he was going to come down here. He was going to help you out, Lenny. We were going to be doing a lot of filming. We all went out
He wanted to be a part of it. And
Correct.
He was running to train for a big show.
Yeah.
He was very motivated. He motivated all of us. I mean, he kind of reinvigorated me with wanting to do filming, and we were going to do a whole bunch of stuff. And now it's just it's all not to be.
It's not even just that. He was just a nice guy.
Well, yeah, of
You know,
course.
I met him only once at the pool that day, and he was just
Yeah, some of the things he told me, I think might have been
great guy.
on that footage of Bosnia, being 4 days in a bunker. I think that was early mid-'90s, and the temperature so cold that you had to sleep next to 3 other guys.
Just to stay warm.
Right.
The thing that got all of us is when his son sent me that long DM that I forwarded to you guys. Did I ever show you that, Adam? I'll show it to you after the podcast.
That actually got me choked up.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
He sent me on. Let me see if I can
A
find
very
it.
heartfelt message.
Yeah.
It's he had 5 kids, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's
Well, the beautiful
That
thing
just-
is his legacy will be out there forever. If he didn't come in here and do this, his message and the things that people can learn from him, you know, who's been through, he lived a life. I mean, I can only dream about. He was in combat. He was a police officer. He had, competitive bodybuilding, powerlifting, many relationships and such, and built his own business. And he was looking at possibly doubling his income, helping his family in every way down here.
Yeah.
As well as training. What I consider the best gyms I've ever been in was Redcon 1.
We definitely have to thank all the maniacs that contributed to that GoFundMe,
Oh,
too.
absolutely.
That was great that they were able to get as much as they did, you know. It's fucked up. That was a complete shocker, man. I couldn't even...
Yes, and then Andrew Calora's
you got to know him best.
Yeah. Yeah, he just said, that's it. He says, it's our last chance, Lenny. Let's do it one more time. You know, like in the old Rocky movies, when you get older, let's give it one last shot. Give it 100%. Get out of your system, which is probably thought was best for me. Move on with your life.
One maniac DM'd me. I think his name was Jake. He came up with the idea of, in his honor and his name, holding a bench press deadlifting competition, like a meet at Brad's home gym. Invite maniacs, maybe once a year.
Sure, I want all
like almost like
I
the
want a bunch
Murph
of fucking
challenge.
people I don't know coming in my house.
Well, he had planned to told me at 100% his cost to build two rooms
It's a good idea, but
onto Brad's garage. He could do it easily. That's what he was good at.
oh, we were texting back and forth about.
He
all
wanted
that
to
shit,
pay
too.
Brad rent, too, after that.
pay me rent to live. No, he wanted to get a house out there. He wanted to get a land and
Well,
build a
in the
house out
meantime.
there. Yeah.
He died 3 days before he was supposed to move to Florida.
Yeah, he had everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
He messaged me, "Hey, I'm going to bring down. I have a truck."
Tuesday he
Tools. Can I
died.
leave them at your
Friday
house? I'm
he
like,
was supposed to.
"Absolutely."
And at Johnny
Correct.
Brown's, there was a very cute waitress that he was falling in love
That's
with.
why you guys went there every
Yeah.
fucking day.
You know, she was
for
very
lunch.
Yeah.
down to earth and helpful.
He had a high libido. Let's just say that.
And,
Everywhere we went, he was scoping.
Well, down
Yeah.
here,
Checking out the
Yeah,
talent.
he liked it.
Yeah,
As soon he was down in South Florida once, and he was like, "Yeah, he's like, I'm coming back."
Jay wasn't lying when he said you can go in any Publix down here and want to marry at least two of you see.
Publix, try Walmart.
Walmart for you. But anyway, it was a sad thing.
Yeah.
I think his funeral was what, July 7th or something?
Yes,
I
his
think
father
that
was.
was-
I've heard of his father from way back in the old muscle magazines in the 80s. Just a great bodybuilding tradition, and sad to say, that's life. It could happen to everyone. As
That's when
Meow
you see your own
Man's
mortality.
ex-co-worker Sean passed away. Brad gave me the bad news yesterday.
Yeah.
Who was a personal trainer and hung out with Andrew quite a bit when they worked at LA Fitness together, and ended up working with Brad later on
Yeah.
on Brad's little side gig. So,
Former sidekick.
Yeah.
another guy from New Orleans, great physique.
He was only 37. He had
you know,
what
was the cause of death? What
Stroke.
happened?
He had two
No
strokes in 1 week.
shit.
Well, he was on and off drugs for a long time, and he had just went to rehab.
I wish I could place the face. I mean,
You would.
would I know him if I saw him?
Yeah.
But he was a guy that, sure, he had his problems, but he generally cared about other people. He's a guy that
He was
hey,
actually a good athlete in high school
yes,
and
he-
shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He
Look
could.
at
He
his
was.
legs.
He was as tall as me. He can dunk a basketball.
See his legs?
Yeah.
Very good. But he's a guy you wanted to be around, no matter how seedy of a side. There's some people you just can't stand being around.
Right.
But him, nobody, how could you not like him?
Yeah.
The Raging Cajuns, we'll call them. R.I.P. I don't think they're resting. I think they're in the afterlife, the new dimension, which is nothing anyone should fear.
What you're hoping.
The new
there will
dimension.
be.
What happened to the old dimension?
I mean, as far as life on Earth, I think it's so simplistic compared to the afterlife.
Anytime anybody dies,
I hope-
it puts everything in perspective.
Yeah. I hope you're right. I
know
hope.
I'm right.
I hope
There's
there is
common
something.
sense. Of
I
course
hope there
there
is
is.
something after.
It doesn't. It's just
I don't
to
think
think
so.
there
but-
isn't is to me is absurd.
Oh, did you see the Pentagon release that they've
UFO.
the UFOs? Did you see that? Pomps must be jerking
Pomps
off all
is saying-
over himself for the last
Pomps
week.
right now, he wants to say, "What do you think about that, Lenny?"
Yeah. He's standing in the middle of a field with some fucking antennas on his
Laser.
head. Come get me!
Tinfoil on his head.
And you're the same way feeling as if they ever find a little dinosaur in the Amazon rainforest. Brad will be like, "Oh, jumping for joy."
I don't give a fuck about
Brad,
dinosaurs.
when you were Jurassic Park, as soon as that came out, and you were a teenager. You were in that theater with tubs of
Who
popcorn.
told you that? I don't think I saw. I don't think I even
I think one
saw
of your
that in the
friends
theater.
said something about
No,
that.
I don't fucking have anything to do with that.
Just
shit.
like those
I don't
300-pound
care.
black women that had a joint in their car, and you came in while you were skateboarding as a teenager, and you actually got sexually assaulted.
I love how you make shit up. You're almost as bad as Jay with this shit.
I know people that know you.
Okay.
Put it that way.
Okay.
Hey, did you tell a story on your live stream about getting stabbed?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Pat Kinney stabbed me right here. You can see it?
Oh yeah, there it is.
Because,
Someone DM'd me about it.
yeah,
and I never
it was
heard
in
this.
1988.
Pat King?
From Plum in Pennsylvania. He was punching some kid. He'd get out in the car, and these guys from Plum would come down in cars, punching one of the younger kids from Oakmont in the face on the boulevard, and I just got done working at the grocery store. And so then when he went out of the car, I ran up to the car, and it was a stoplight, and I started wailing away right in the car, bad. Then he pulls up, and all his friends get out, and we got into it right on the boulevard, like exchanging. He's basically ducking me because I was doing the roundhouse rights, and we went down an embankment onto the railroad tracks, and which is almost like a free fall into stones, and I was all cut up and came down with a knife and poked it in me and put me in a chokehold, and then lays down on the ground. He got up, went in his car, and through word of mouth, people were saying, "Well, we're going to have a rematch." And when I was working at the grocery store,
We're gonna have a rematch.
some kid came in. Oh, we came to see the fight, and there's like 20 cars from Plum out there. So I said, "Oh shit, that's great." And I didn't have them proper amount of backup that knew about these guys that came down. So I ducked out the back door, ran home, and the kids that went up there to see the fight, the kids from Plum, when the car loads, are like, "Where is he?" and all this and that. They weren't there, so they beat these kids up and put them in the hospital.
It would have been you if you didn't duck out the back door.
Well, it's a good move by me.
Yeah.
But after that, we had so much backup. People went up there in cars, and I guess to get retribution for beating up the guys that came to watch the fight.
It's like the ongoing gang violence you see around the
Yeah, but it was he pulled the knife, which
You're
is
talking about
inappropriate.
white suburbia.
But there wasn't any guns. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of people would do that.
Yeah.
I would get picked up a lot because when I was with my grandmother for the year, I'd hang on the boulevard, talk to girls, flash girls and stuff, grab girls' asses, and guys would pick me up. Hey, we're going to fight.
There's good old days.
There's the big pervert.
We're going to Penn Hills to fight. We're
Walk
going
on
to
the other
Fox
side of the
Chapel. Things like that. You want to come? I says, yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, everything was
White-
word of mouth. Nobody had
white
cell
suburbia.
phones, and
Most of the guys on the football team just get out and start brawling. And I was with one kid from my school. We went to Fox Chapel with the rich kids. As soon as he got out of the car, I went up to this kid. This is way before Tyson did it. Bit this kid's ear right off. Sort of Italian guy.
way before Tyson.
Cops are like, break Fox Chapel, police, break it up. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody. They didn't even ask him if he needs to go to the hospital. Half his ear's off. But it's good, clean fun.
So I want to give everyone a Janoi Kresva update. You guys remember that old Rick Pitino post-game rant when he head coached the Celtics? When he said, Larry Bird's not coming through those doors. Kevin McHale's not coming through those doors. You remember that? If not, look it up
Why
on
did you say that?
Look it up on YouTube, because at the time he was a head coach of the Boston Celtics, and the Celtics were playing like shit, and everybody was complaining about his coaching job, and he was basically his way of telling everybody, look, I know our team sucks, so be patient with us.
Is that when McHale and Bird were older?
No, they were gone. They had already retired. He was coaching a young, upstart Celtics team, and the legends had just all retired. So I have bad news for everyone. Jason Genova is not walking through those doors, folks. I see him about 2 times a week at LA Fitness where he trains. I invited him this morning when we lifted together to come on the podcast tonight. Before I can even finish asking him, he gave me an emphatic, nope, I'm done. I do not want to go on any podcast. I don't want anything to do with social media. Folks, he's done. Like,
Do you truly believe that, though?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know him
Yeah.
more than better than anybody.
He was as lucid as I've seen him in ages. He was very conversational. He wasn't spastic. He wasn't
Probably got some new meds
demented.
that actually work.
Well,
You divulge his decision? Why you think he thought he was doing this?
I have my strong suspicions.
Care to divulge it or not?
Not really.
Okay.
You guys know the deal. Yeah,
Okay.
you guys know the deal.
We
know
were
that.
asked
This is-
we were asked not to speak
Yeah, that's
about
fine.
it. That's why
Correct.
we don't. And everybody gets on our ass. You gotta tell
Right.
we were
Jay will let you guys know.
well, I don't even think Jay
It's a family decision. We get it, but Jason is doing very, very good right now. He's making very good money with Instacart. He doesn't want to be on social media at all.
Yeah, I didn't know he
He
was doing
is
that.
done.
What does
Yeah.
he do with Instacart?
Delivers food, for instance.
Like, it's kind of like Uber. He gets an order for food and he goes to Publix, or whatever. It can be any grocery store. Picks out the food and he delivers it.
Does the food shop have eaten?
the fucking gallon of milk
Hey,
on top of the bread.
He's actually lost some weight. His stomach went down when I saw him this morning. Yeah, he's down at
God.
I think 216, he told me today. But folks, I'm telling you, I've known Jason for over 10 years. He says he's done with this shit. Do not
Include his bodybuilding career?
everything. All of it. Social media, YouTube, you name it. He won't even let me take a picture of myself with him. And he was wearing this funny mask today, so I wanted to do a little video for it. I tested him a little bit. Hey, Jason, let me do a little Instagram video with you. No, absolutely not. Staying off social media. Done. Don't even try it. I said, okay.
That's a huge
To everyone who,
180.
to
he couldn't stay off the fucking phone, social media.
everyone who's been DMing, asking.
What about the rap?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I think he's done
It's
with
a total
that too.
loss to the rest of the planet. His
Yeah.
rap career is
Yeah.
going nowhere now.
It's a shame.
Such a shame.
And all these people that fucking hated him and wanted him to go away. Now I'm sure they're all the ones that are pitching that he's
Funny.
gone. You know what I mean?
Where's the men's?
Yeah, well,
The epicenter of the Genova-verse, Genova is no longer a part of the Genova-verse. It's kind of ironic, but the creator of the piss is he managed to do what I never thought he'd be able to do. He extricated himself from the piss.
I think at some point he'll rise like the mighty piss phoenix.
It's not going to be for a while if he does.
Can you get a hold of Jonas and ask his opinion on it? You seem to be the right hand.
I spoke to him.
Confidant.
I think I spoke to him twice, 2 lives with him, and he is as delusional as any other character.
Why the fuck was he saying you got to be a freak?
I don't know. He was. I mean, we had a cordial like exchange, but I'm. You got to be a freak. I'm making this. I'm making that. I'm like, all right, yeah, right on.
I think he plays it up for the camera.
Probably.
He's not that. Whenever we'd see him at the gym, he wouldn't say fucking boo to us. He'd stay away from us.
Focus on his workout.
Oh.
He did offer me his mother anytime I wanted it, and I'm like,
no shit.
Maybe I can sodomize her.
He had some problem with me because I said what they did for charging for a video was stupid, because
it is stupid.
What's going to happen is somebody will buy it and then just re-upload it somewhere else.
Well, we're actually sort of trying to warn him.
Right, but he took it as like offensive.
Yeah. So is Instacart is that his Jason's franchise, or is it?
No. It's a
corporate.
Yeah, Adam, you explain it.
But for Instagram, you deliver food. It's almost like Uber Eats, or it's like a delivery service, but it goes through Instacart, which these guys are killing
services.
Huh?
Doesn't Publix itself have that service?
Right.
Yeah, they do.
Walmart, Publix, and you can on that Instacart you can order food from anywhere, and whatever driver is closest to where you live, I think that's how
What
they.
I'm saying, don't these stores have their own service with that?
Some of them do.
Yeah.
But those guys are the majority. Uber Eats, Instacart. Those guys, that stock is like
because it's a big business now. Because people don't want to go.
Exactly.
A lot of
Correct.
people don't want to go to the fucking store anymore.
Right.
And it's not that much. I don't think it costs that much more for delivery or whatever.
It's not a bad idea permanently. I mean,
You can make tips and shit. So who knows? Just you beat the shit out of your car, but.
So you know what I wanted to ask you guys about? I know it's a little after the fact now because we haven't done a podcast for a while. Did any of you guys see the video of this Julius Maddox 800-pound bench press attempt? You saw that? You didn't see it? Did you want to tell the story, Lenny, or do you want me to? Here, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying. No, I'm not actually not familiar with the specifics of it. I understand he went to it,
But
and
you
I
didn't
saw
see-
it, but I
you
didn't see
did-
specifics.
He went, this power lifter named Julius Maddox, I think it was aired on ESPN if I'm not mistaken. He went.
Oh, you mean they interrupted a poker tournament to show something athletic? Wow, it's a fucking shock.
It was an 800-pound bench press attempt. So his first few attempts, like you would do at any powerlift meet, the first ones are lighter. He got them up no problem. So he was going for the record of 800 pounds, and whatever morons, I don't know who, were responsible for loading the weight on the bar, they left one plate off. Go ahead, we'll look it up on YouTube. Watch it tonight.
Wow.
So let's say they were supposed to have 6 plates on each side. It was 5 on one and 6 on the other. So, everyone's standing around him screaming, come on, let's go, you got this. And they take it off the thing, and he immediately starts leaning to one side. There's something wrong. So he's like, rack it. So he re-racks it. That was it. And then when he tried to do it again, when they properly loaded the bar, he couldn't get it. He blew his load with that one
Like he didn't
psychologically.
No shit.
So there are,
Absurd.
all the usual YouTube people, you're like, Jason Blajas and stuff did videos talking about it.
Of course.
And giving their opinions. Whose fault was it? How can that happen at a professional sanctioned powerlifting competition or whatever it was? And if you go watch the video,
I think
and
it
then-
falls on the
I
person
wasn't aware of that.
loading the plates, because you remember when Jay did his thing, he didn't look at the fucking
He
bar.
shouldn't have to. That's
Correct.
absolutely
Correct.
Absurd.
Yeah, you're not going to stand there and
You're gonna load it up?
even though maybe you should. I don't.
Julius Maddox.
If I was Maddox, I would have. Oh,
He was good at get it. You can see.
yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Normally, I thought there'd be a line live, but it was live.
How long is that? Just have people go to it. We don't wanna watch it.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Idiots.
that's
You
fine.
just watch the video and you'll see. I was curious to get your opinion as
Aware of
to
that. That's just absolutely absurd, unthinkable.
whose responsibility is that.
The loaders. First and foremost, and obviously the judge who's looking at that.
Yeah, it
Time
was,
Andrew Kalor was squatting 6 plates on each side, and Eric Wassert comes out of nowhere and starts grabbing one end of the bar while Kalor is doing 5, 6, He grabs one end. Caloric rerocked, almost fucking killed him.
Fuck yes.
And,
Why would he do that? Was he trying to spot him?
Eric Wassert looked and he almost ran away because Caloric's like a fucking grizzly bear bearing down him. He's like, is it something I said? I'm like, you little. And he's like this little short fuck. I think he was a lawyer. Tells me, he goes, I'm a disciple of Louis Simmons. That's how he talked. He was 5'5",
Oh, get
200-pound little
outta
fat
here.
ball of shit.
A disciple of Louis Simmons.
He goes, yeah. Couldn't even squat a plate. He's a disciple of Richard Simmons.
Exactly.
It was the first video, right?
No, this is a shorter one here.
Oh, what an annoying fucking voice
Yeah,
that
I
is.
know, but this is the shortest one I could find. So there's 722, right up. Then here's the 800-pound. Now the left side of the bar is misloaded.
Clearly fucking see it. Look at that.
Yep. Now watch.
What the fuck?
World record attempt.
Correct. See?
Oh, he didn't go that far down.
Your voice is an absolute
No
disgrace.
shit. God.
Let Julius recover, he went for it again.
What was
When
that accent
Pentagon
from?
actually attempted a weight, it looked pretty
Testosterone.
similar to the
French
790-pound bench he failed in training. He was very explosive off his chest, but the weight slowed down and he lost balance at the top. After this, we got news that he was injured from his second attempt, so he passed on
like
his
French
third.
Canadian
Thanks
accent,
for
right?
watching. Let us know if you
And smash that subscribe button.
Julius.
Thanks for bringing that
Smash
to our
his
attention,
face.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't see that. I
Remember
figured you
Calora,
would.
when he lifted, and I gave him the lift off for his first attempt, I stood in front of the judge, and I was supposed to move to the side so the judge could see. As big as I was, he couldn't see Calora, and that was a good lift, and he got disqualified. You know how much that fatigues a lifter? And I think it was 650.
Yeah, but why the fuck would the judge be sitting behind you like that? That's so stupid. You know you're going to have a spotter there.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
just, you know what? It's
But
just
usually the judge would sit in the front. I've seen a lot of things. That's a good point. But to disqualify a lift, Calora was pissed, and I don't blame him. That's why I made sure I got out of the way, and it's for Jay's lift too. They had to do the same shit.
well,
but
God forbid the judges get off their ass and walk around and actually
caloric
look.
what possibly could have close to
So important.
700 pounds. And remember what Julius Maddox has, caloric had a loose t-shirt. He didn't have a belt on. He didn't have a wrist wrap. Anything like that. A loose t-shirt.
It's like he just walked in off the street. It's like he walked in off the
He wasn't
street.
a power lifter. We didn't do any special
Yeah,
programs, any
imagine
bands.
if he had a bench shirt on, how much he could have done.
He refused to do it, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, no,
People
no.
tell him to do it. I said, why? He's gonna be a cookie cutter? And he wasn't even anything. We did our he did 8 sets a month on benching. That's it.
No shit.
2 work sets. What was work sets typically? 5 plates. And then he'd incline 5 plates for 5. Like nothing. He did 405 for 15 on the incline like nothing once. At 22.
Now he's doing some I don't know what kind of training he was.
What, you see how
Boxing and the burpees.
He's natural. He doesn't even take a shot of nothing.
Crazy.
That's why I tell you young maniacs,
Do it when
what
you're
he
young.
did. And that's why
when you're young.
when you're in lift 2 or 3 years, basic movements, then take something they call anabolic, like an Anavar. Or in Calora's case, he took equipoise. Don't take Dianabol. Don't take the test, the heavy androgens. You don't need it. Have your own natural supply, which is through the roof. Get your 2-3 years in basic movements, eat, and then add something like the weekly, like an Anavar or some equipoise, and then do a couple years of that, and then maybe about 18, 19, maybe 17 if you were doing a lot, add a little D-bar or test or andro, something androgenic, and you're going to...
So you would say when you start working out 2-3 years, or when? How about whenever?
I say 14. for
Whenever,
men.
no, but forget about age. But like whenever you plateau,
Yeah.
when you're not getting any stronger, your body's not. That's when you start a cycle.
Well, make
would
sure
you
your
say?
eating and basic movements are down pat at a young age.
Right, but that's right.
Yes, and train until you really plateau, and then add something not
And that's
strong.
the
but add
steroids
something
are
like-
to get you over that plateau, get
Yeah.
you over the hump.
Like an Anavar. That's why I recommend, even for girls, any high school athlete, get them on girls, boys, whatever sport.
you
get
hear
'em on
that?
the
You hear
basic
that girl?
movements.
You hear that, girls? We want to see an Adam's apple and a guy's voice.
You're not
Or
going
see a
to get
lump
that
in
with,
the
you're not going
pants.
to get that with
And
Anavar.
an
It's non-androgenic.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's considered anabolic, which was designed to give muscle growth without the sex drive increase, the body hair, and so forth, as you get with test or Dianabol. So, and something like Anavar would help your bones lengthen before And an androgen would close the growth plate. So for all you fathers out there, that's what you want to do. And if you got to sneak it in there, morning eggs or whatever, a couple
Sneak it in. I'm
Anavar,
gonna start doing it with my 6-year-old. Start sneaking that in. Start them earlier.
He's been telling me for years to get my son on shit.
Well, you blew that opportunity, Brad. Your son could have been throwing 100 miles an hour because of that. I'm just saying, your son's very good, very big legs.
Probably
still,
need Tommy John surgery too.
Exactly.
He could always get on it and. I mean, look what it did for Roger Clemens. He could have pitched in his 50s if they didn't have those stupid rules.
I know.
Roger Clemens, his career was over, and then he started doing it on the Toronto Blue Jays. He was done after his last year in Boston.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck it. I don't blame these guys. Like Barry Bonds too. They got on that shit. And hey, listen. If you got to do all that stuff, whatever you got to do, the steroids to get you over the hump and get you that $500 million contract. Who the fuck wouldn't do that?
Well, it depends. You got to worry about testing. You got to worry about doing certain things at the right time, doing it intelligently. Like
Right. Well, now it's tough.
you
for
get a guy like Brian Bosworth. They're juicing at Tony Mandarich. They're juiced to the gills in college, destroying people. I mean, Tony Mandarich, he was going to fight Tyson and hold out for the Packers. And Lou Duva, that famous boxing coach who saw Mandarich hit, he said if he fought Tyson, they were both the same age, 24. He goes, one of two things are going to happen. Tyson's going to be hospitalized or Mandarich is going to be hospitalized. He didn't say there'd be a clear-cut winner.
Speaking of which, what do you guys think about Tyson fighting Roy Jones?
I had no idea he was fighting Roy Jones until just recently. I thought Tyson.
Well, it
was
was just
training this
announced
entire
in the last week and a half, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
So
I thought it was going to be set up for Tyson Holyfield, but
you know Jake. You know who Jake Paul is, right? That internet YouTube fuckface that was
Is that
fighting.
the Australian one?
No, he's like two brothers, Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
I've heard of Logan
Jake
Paul.
Paul's
not
fighting
Jake
on
Paul.
his undercard. The only reason I know that Joey Angelo was training with him today, and they announced that he's fighting on this undercard Tyson, Roy Jones. Roy Jones was one of my favorite fighters until he came out with his rap career, and he blew that with "Y'all Must Have Forgot." And then,
Kind of like Jason with his rap career.
I
There you
didn't
go.
pay attention to that. But he was a great fighter.
He
Roy
was.
Jones was.
Antonio Tarver fights him and Roy Jones.
If that fight is real and it's not staged bullshit, Tyson will absolutely fucking destroy him.
If
Have you
Antonio
se-
Tarver can knock out Roy Jones, Tyson will destroy Roy.
Have you seen the training footage of Tyson lately? He looks like he's 15 years old
He's an
again.
animal.
Well, obviously he's taking the
With Gus
Yeah,
D'Amato.
I wonder if they're going to do any drug testing or if it's
Of
going
course not.
Okay.
But that goes to show you the benefits of it and let these athletes compete. You got George
Of course,
Foreman.
especially-
Oh, it's a mistake. You're risking your life. Hey, Foreman, you're risking your life when you start a car engine every day.
Exactly.
Who said? George Foreman said there.
Oh, it's not a guy
Yeah.
to advise against it.
If they get hit in the head, they might not wake up.
Didn't he come back at like the age of 40 or something?
Yeah,
George
he
Foreman.
was-
So wasn't he
He was the
risking his
oldest.
life?
He was the oldest man to win the heavyweight
Yeah.
title. I think it was like 44. He was or something.
It's gonna be interesting.
Well,
I'm not paying $50 to
And
watch
if you
it.
guys have seen
fuck no.
the sprinting contest with Tyreek Hill, Ocho Cinco, and Terrell Owens.
No.
And Terrell Owens and Ocho Cinco, I think, is over 40. Terrell Owens is mid-40s, if I'm not mistaken.
Why would Tyreek
Pretty
Hill?
even.
Why would Tyreek Hill do that with those two older guys?
Pretty close. There's some on. I don't know who won, but the footage is on there, and that goes to show that's pretty impressive. That's what I like to see. Athletics shouldn't end at 40. Nothing should. You just got to keep going. You got to do what you got to do.
Why not? If you feel good and you can do it, do it.
And this PED testing's got to stop.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Instead of worrying about different anthems and stuff, stop the drug testing of all drugs.
You can't even take a Tylenol in certain places.
Yeah, ridiculous. You're not
Meanwhile,
seeing the best
meanwhile, they're
athletes.
fucking feeding them pain pills that they get addicted to.
Yeah,
You lose
same
your
thing with the
fucking mind.
Olympics.
You can take all the pain pills you want, but you can't do
Multiple soccer players were saying
fucking
that they were
break.
getting their legs like numbed up after like injury, so they just keep them going. It's the same thing in every other sport.
There's hypocrites everywhere. You think the NFL season's even going to finish? I'm sure they're going to start. There's going to be some games, but it's going to be a fucking shit show, I think.
I've read that's why Alonzo Mourning had so many kidney problems because he took so many painkillers for his knees.
We took juice too. Pretty obviously, very muscular.
Didn't they
Yeah,
say
for-
that? Didn't they say the Marlins like the whole clubhouse?
17 players have tested positive for
I
COVID.
thought
Of course,
19
of course,
from-
the Marlins.
Phillies, yeah. And now,
That they're not going to finish the baseball
and
season.
they're supposed to have a series with the Nationals down here in Washington. That's
Yep.
we're not going down there. Oh, what was the idea for the?
Oh yeah, I thanks for reminding me. I have every podcast we do now. I'm going to try to come up with. I'm going to call it a maniac mission, a misfit maniac mission. So I was thinking about what can be the inaugural Maniac mission, and I have one. Have you watched any of these baseball games so far this season where they have all these, they don't allow fans at any of the games, so they have cardboard cutouts, and some of them are funny. They have ones of dogs,
Sitting in the seats?
yeah,
Oh, really?
crying babies, and they're comical. So I don't care how it gets done, somehow, some way, I want a misfit maniac out there to get cardboard cutouts of us, or mainly Lenny, Jay, Brad, and get them into a Major League Baseball game right behind home plate on a nationally televised game on ESPN. I want to see Lenny, Jay, and Brad.
Don't forget Jason Genova. What do you
Absolutely.
think about that, Genova, when they see you in a cardboard cutout
And if
and your grandmother sees the cutout? She'll cardboard cookie cutter you.
I told you to stay off.
She'll sue the baseball
the
team.
picture of Leonard should be the one with you giving the thumbs up with the foam on your mouth.
Oh, okay. So, maniacs out there, I don't care how you do it, make it happen. I want to see cardboard cutouts of everyone at a Major League Baseball game on ESPN this season. Do it.
That might
do
be
it.
pretty
Do
tough
it.
to do, man.
Do it. It would be hard to do because no one's allowed in the stadium.
Who's placing them? Staff then?
I guess the stadium. Yeah, the stadium personnel
I
must
wouldn't
be.
even want to look at that inhumanity type. And they're talking about the robotic culture coming along. I mean, this so stomach turning and frightening to me.
Oh, shit's changing.
Robotic
man.
culture of using robots to replace humans in most things.
Yeah, I
been
I
coming
saw
a long
a report about they have them in hotels now that serve the robots bring you room service.
It's dehumanizing.
In this
It's
country?
making humans, which Chinese have done long ago, expendable, not necessary.
You gotta have somebody to fix those
there's
robots.
no sacred in humanity. I mean, and another thing, they've been pushing animal rights and where people literally, and they say it, which I don't think is right. Animals, they love animals more than humans. I would never say that. I mean, I give respect to animals and use, some animals are used for food and whatever, but, with the animal hospitals and the
Well, ask them.
Animal
Ask them if
carriers and stuff.
if your house is burning down and your baby's in the crib and your dog's in there, who you grabbing?
For some people,
I mean-
they would have to think about it, which is
Which is sick.
me. Yeah, it is.
Some people walk around with their animals like they're their children.
Yes,
It's fucking disturbing.
it is.
I hate seeing dogs in strollers.
Oh my god.
That's one thing, and you see it a lot down here. With
Yeah.
these bougie fucking
In Boca.
rich
Yeah.
jerk offs.
And another thing, I hear a lot of people that I've spoken to that were kicked out of their house for certain things. I mean, unless you're stealing or doing things like that, and that's a family. I mean, kicking somebody out of the house and keeping an animal to me is just, and it happened to me years ago.
choosing an animal over you.
Yeah,
What?
Who chose an animal over you?
not me, but
Who chose an animal over you?
well, I mean, my father wanted me out of the house, and
But he let the dog stay.
no, we didn't have a dog. He doesn't like dogs. It's
Well,
a
how does
cat.
that treat your
But I'm just, just saying, not only me, but I hear talking to a lot of girls and such, and that are kicked to the curb just because, they have innocence in their life. Oh, if you do this, you're out of here. You date a certain beat, you're out of here. And, it's most times that tragically, I could see learning a lesson, but sometimes you go down a negative, dangerous path. It's happened to me more than once. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here staring at this 17-inch dildo on my table, and I'm thinking, would it be comfortable to have a dick that big? I mean, what do you do with that thing?
Yeah.
What do you-
There's no way.
twist it up like a pretzel?
What
What
do
do
you
you-
even sit down?
That's
I
a
don't know.
weapon. That's not for
That's for-
pleasure. That's weapon.
You
That's
can't
for-
take a shit comfortably.
That's
I mean, you got to figure there are some
Dick in the- you have to
NBA
hang your dick
players.
over the side of the toilet.
That's like the this is part of the guy that was the meme.
Right. Yeah. What was his name?
Well, this is for fuck dog, and I hope to use
For fuck dog.
Where does fuck dog live?
Cathedral City, California.
He knows it.
Wow.
She starts hitting that meth pipe. Believe me, that dildo's gonna.
What do you do with that thing if it's between your legs?
I mean, you've seen fist fucking videos. Guarantee you, this have went up people's asses. Homos. There's women that would put it up there. Stick it up their twat.
Well, you said you got that one girl to shove the end of the barbell up her ass. That's
Yeah, that's a
this is
piece
the
of
side-
steel,
This is the
almost
side.
that thick.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So
Who sent that?
Who sent
Who
it?
sent it?
I don't know. It comes from Amazon, so they usually send it from their fulfillment center, so it doesn't really say.
Thanks, Hamburg.
Didn't
Bye.
somebody message you and say, "Hey, I'm sending something. Please don't." show the address? Maybe Pomps message me
I
that.
can't. I think it wasn't me.
right,
It must have been Pomps.
By the way, I have to agree on Joe Biden on one point he made. Why is Amazon not paying any type of legitimate corporate tax rates? How are they getting away with that?
How come the NFL
And he brought
doesn't?
it
How
to
come the
attention.
NFL doesn't pay fucking taxes?
That's a
Same
good
thing with
point.
church.
Or I was about to say religion.
This is
Very good point.
because we're in a corrupt. All these politicians are fucking corrupt. We know this.
Yeah.
All you got to do is follow the money if you want to know who's running this shit.
Who is running it? I don't know. Who's making these rules with the lockdowns? That's
Who
what
are
I
the
would-
biggest donors? That's who. All
Where
the
did- where did-
politicians say they're going to do this, that, and the other thing. As soon as they get in office, no.
BLM got what, like 500 million from was it Amazon
God.
Who
somewhere?
knows? But they're
Yeah.
going. It's going right to the
All the sports
Democratic
organizations are
fucking
giving it to them.
Candidates. They're not.
Just-
It's not going.
it's a
in-
middleman.
It's not going in the inner cities to
No,
fix
fuck
whatever
no.
problem they
No.
no. But these idiots buy all this shit, man. It's so easy to brainwash people. How long have I been saying it? That probably half of the world's population is fucking stupid.
Beyond.
It's showing. It's proving my point right now.
Particularly the younger generation. I don't want to name any names.
Yeah, Kyle.
You know, they're very good. They're technocratical. I mean, I hate to single Nate out because I care
Nobody
for him.
can think for themselves.
But-
Like there's facts out there. Everything's at your fingertips, but you got to try to differentiate between the bullshit and
You
what's
gotta dig.
really true.
You gotta dig through what you see as the trigger line. When you see it, that's what's there. They read a line, they get triggered, but they don't do the research behind it.
No. Well, they follow the crowd. That's why they listen to shit rap music and watch these idiots parade their gold chains and their shoes and their shit around. You know, I got ice in that in it. You know, they're rapping about fucking nonsense. These guys are getting rich because these kids are fucking stupid. They're stupid. Because somebody else listens to it. Oh yeah, that's hot. Or that's fire. That's fire. You know, it's fucking. Or when you see these idiots in their little videos, or, hey, these chicks, hey, what in the fuck is that?
For those, since this is a podcast, Brad just did like a little kind of
Raise the roof.
He did a little shimmy, raise the roof dance as he's doing
and all these,
Yeah.
you know, these white girls with fat asses twerking. Come on, man! Like what the?
There's a new slang out there that I learned recently. I've seen a couple of these videos.
Although I like
just
twerking,
just for strictly research purposes.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them.
That's pretty
They say
sexy.
we out here. It's like, what the fuck are you saying?
How do you spell that?
We out here, but they say we out here. Yeah.
That'll be a new college course. You watch Ebonics.
Yeah.
They'll implement that in education too.
Yes.
It's just it's such a
We out
bunch of
here.
horse shit, man.
I'm like, what? We out here.
This
I remember anybody that calls me yo or say, yeah, that's my dog. You know, they got a very strict reprimand.
If someone ever calls you dog, just lift your leg and piss on them.
yeah, exactly. Your dog.
That's what you do.
What's up, dog? It's the worst when white kids do it. Oh my god, is that the most? Yeah, again, you feel embarrassed for them. Like, dude, what the fuck is that?
Somebody said that to me once.
What?
Shut
That's
him
my
down.
boy.
I don't remember where he said it at. Might have said it at work, and I was eating, and I got up. He backed down real quick.
Yeah,
Gotta go back and scrub.
It's
that
hard,
whole
man.
episode.
You know, I mean, you see what when you turn on news channels now. It's
I don't.
It's
I
just
really don't.
Yeah, you can't. You just get aggravated.
My mother had it on, that Anderson Cooper and that Cuomo. Two of those twinks. And I heard that.
Anderson Cooper, that little privileged fucking.
They-
What is he?
do they report news, or they just criticize the president
He comes from a lot
from
of
what-
fucking money. That guy, Anderson.
Where
Cooper.
was he before CNN? He was somewhere else, right?
I have no idea.
Gay bathhouse.
The bathhouse
Did
brawler.
you hear?
Don
what's his
Lemon he's the one who
he
makes
is
he
so
turns my stomach
fucking bad.
disingenuous.
Except when that Richard Clark interview, the guy from Milwaukee.
Oh, that was great. That was great. If
That's
anybody
right.
hasn't seen that, that was great.
Put Cuomo in his place.
Morgan Freeman.
Cuomo-
Morgan Freeman put him in his place too. I think.
So did Terry Crews. He just
Terry
interviewed.
Crews, and then he cut him off.
Yeah.
because it's like
Actually,
stop
Cuomo on
shit.
CNN. Did you see his workouts? That's pretty impressive.
Which one? The
was
governor,
doing-
or the reporter?
The reporter, he was doing Olympic lifts and heavy squats. I was kind of impressed by that. But he thinks he's such an elitist. And you could tell just a little, like my mother, she'll have it on, walk by the room, and he'll say things like, his daughter's a teenage girl, and he'll say, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. If she wants to be exposed to, there's nothing I can. What do you mean there's nothing you can do? And then, what's his name? Stephanopoulos? What's his name? George
George
Stephanopoulos?
Stephanopoulos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you know his wife recently admitted that they watch hardcore porn with their young children together? and she explains it to them, and he
Get
thinks
the
that's great.
fuck out of here.
Yep.
It's a great Thanksgiving dinner conversation.
Yeah.
Watches it together.
Let's watch Fuck Dog.
That's a great fucking idea.
Yeah, fuck dog on Pornhub.
I almost want to go to my room and look at this fuck dog now.
Oh, it's great. I liked it. I
For
got
strictly
wood.
research purposes.
Exactly.
I got wood because she's not a cookie cutter, and she looks like one of those girls I used to mess with back in the day, or see a Club Paradise. She's about 60, but what a freak! And some of the shit she says, holy shit.
Is it an Instagram? It's on Pornhub, right?
Yeah, yeah,
She's a black woman,
yeah.
so she probably doesn't look 60 because black don't crack.
She's nothing great looking, but she's knows how to get people off in more ways than one. Takes out the meth pipe too. I mean, you don't see that.
That's just what I want to see. Oh,
She's got this
hey, my
one
dick's hard.
pipe.
You got a meth pipe.
She's got this
Ooh.
one pipe. It's brown, and it's got the bristles coming out like hair. And she's taking the bristles and rubbing her tits. But she tortured herself. She asphyxiates herself,
Really?
pisses in a goblet, and then drinks it.
Oh my god!
shit.
Yeah, that's right up your alley.
Yeah.
About to destroy my web history by actually looking this up.
What the?
right,
I wanted to see if our video. We did a video before the podcast.
It's not up yet?
No, it says we'll try again once there's a better connection. I might have to just go outside for a couple minutes. And the first picture that pops up is
Yeah.
look at him. Look,
Why
this
is
is
he
the
even-
first picture that pops up.
Why is he
Jay
posting
taking a
that?
fucking
Strikingly handsome, by the way.
a girl selfie
Look at those
of
baby
himself.
blue eyes.
That's Fuck Dog.
Ew. She's sticking a Coke bottle in her pussy.
Now I'll get recommendations for all this shit. Now
she's playing with her clit with a wrench.
Yeah, that's a fucking wrench.
that's stuff right up Leonard's alley right
Leonard.
I liked it a lot.
You're twitching like a motherfucker. His eyes just started
there.
Oh man, look at his face.
twitching.
She put a gunner, too.
Oh my! Look at the fun bags. They're just
What are they, banana tits?
yeah,
Some National Geographic tits.
straight out of a third world country
She
tits.
puts,
All right, so Danny Almeida.
yes, the great Danny Almeida.
Right. He wants to know, do you guys believe in spirits or ghosts? And have any of you experienced a paranormal event?
No.
No and no and no. Anyone else?
I would say that if they are there, you just have to be able to detect it, and you have to be aware of it.
How are you detecting it?
Not in the traditional sense, the cookie cutter terms, where like a ghost, like a white sheet or something, but.
like on
you could tell-
Scooby Doo?
You could definitely, you go into a room and no one's there. Sometimes you can say, hey, there's like a presence in here that you can't describe. All that stuff is on another level that it takes deep wisdom and understanding to learn that. And I believe certain things like DMT and ayahuasca
I was just going to say some good
Yeah.
drugs might
Can.
change your mind on all that.
make you more open to it. It's just a matter about perception. But I believe the capacity of the human mind is basically limitless. We just have to know how to tap into it. I believe our strength is limitless. Although there is a certain amount, you have so much circumference and so much, width of your human body and skeletal structure. There's certain limits to that, but they can slowly be broken and chipped away at, as all world records have. Like back in the day, they said no one could run a 4-minute mile, and Roger Bannister beat it, and then tens of thousands of people beat it since then. So it's just a matter of, I think that's what life's all about. Any experience, try to be more efficient and get deeper into it. When you sit back, which I don't do anymore, and watch the TV,
Which is all nonsense
Yeah.
now anyway.
you're not really thinking or expanding your mind. And I believe we all have the capacity to do it. And when people say, and we all have said in the past that, I'm not a social person. Yes, you are. You can find your way to do that. Or I'm not an attractive person. Yes, you can be. You just got to find a way to do it. And it's not so much how you look, it's how you project yourself. Like, what's this dog fuck? Some people may look at her, she's ugly, she got a gut, but it's the way she approaches me, I really like
Use
her
of the
a lot.
The way
wrench.
she approaches you.
The way she, her approach is.
The way you
in
make
porno.
me feel.
Yeah.
According to the videos, the way to get to her is go to Home Depot and buy a wrench or bring a wrench with you.
Oh, yeah. And a couple meth pipes.
That's great.
Yeah. You see a look in her eyes.
We need somebody to send us some DMT or ayahuasca. Any maniacs that can get their hands on some?
Somebody asked me if I ever tried mushrooms, and I said I was going to, but a certain someone who remained nameless always seemed to get to him first.
Hey, you were invited over that time and you didn't show up. And
Brad, nobody said you, Mr.
I don't care. Whatever. I had them for you, but you know what? You
couldn't hold them
you
for
pulled
me?
a no call, no
So
show.
do these shirts were there though? Since I didn't pick them up at the thing, that means they're gone.
It's a different thing.
Of course it is. Can I try one of those, by the way? Those broccoli florets.
The what?
What is it?
This?
Yeah.
That's
You want one or in the freezer?
What is it?
They're brownies and cookies.
brownies and cookies.
Yeah, I want to try it.
Yeah, go for it.
My blood sugar's low.
They're delicious.
Yeah. Fuck dog is delicious. I want to drink that piss goblet. But she's so submissive.
says to eat four. Just eat four.
Adam, who?
I'm a lightweight.
He just shoves the whole thing in his mouth.
Frozen, Leonard. He doesn't.
Do you think he gives a shit? Look at him.
That's true.
It's just like whenever we have
Put it in the microwave.
something for Jay, he doesn't put it to the side. He eats it
I'm
right away.
I think it's fuck dog's hard turd.
Frozen turd.
How does it taste though?
It's a brownie.
Check it out.
Yeah.
I had to go back to the episode with you guys and scrub the whole episode because Spotify kept tagging it.
Spotify kept what?
So they kept flagging the episode because the same thing.
Which episode?
Well, you guys were in the on mine.
Cancel culture.
I had to go back and bleep every. I didn't know which term it was. They don't tell you, so I had to go and every time I thought of something that could be against their guidelines, I had to bleep it, bleep it, bleep it.
I hear the term cancel culture. What does it mean by definition?
Cancer culture.
Cancel.
They fight. They fight to cancel you because you said something 10 years ago or something recently.
Which means you just totally.
Doesn't matter. We're just gonna get you kicked off of whatever.
Yeah. Try
You have
to
a
kick you off
show.
all social platforms. Just totally, It's fucking ridiculous. It's so.
It's such hypocritical bullshit.
Of course it is.
It blows my mind that these people that think they have the right to tell you deserve to lose your show, you deserve to lose your social platform, but at the same time you can't tell them or have a decent conversation with them because they don't want to fucking hear it.
We're older. Like growing. If you didn't like something on TV or whatever, you just don't fucking watch it.
Yeah.
You change the fucking channel. I don't like a lot of the shit.
Yeah, they get
just don't
triggered.
fucking watch
Yeah.
it. Who cares?
They feel like
even though I don't like. I see some people shit. I don't like them, but I'm never gonna sit there and you're this, you're that. I just don't.
It's like it's
watch
their
it.
hill to die on, like their cause in life.
I still don't think they should be deleted or that's fucking
And those aren't
bullshit.
liberals. A true liberal would fight for your right to say whatever you want, such as the
Correct.
ACLU or what they claim to be. But these are just outright anarchist, communist type fascist.
Total hypocrites. Mm-hmm. Let's go burn down our cities. What the fuck? Oh, and get
Did you
mad
see-
because police are coming in to stop us.
Did you see what happened in Austin with the guy that was on TV saying he had an AR strapped to him and he's like, these pussies need to come up to
then
me.
he got killed,
And he
right?
got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he pulled a gun on somebody in a car. What do you think is fucking happened?
Lots of people are going to have to start doing if the police aren't going to defend them.
Call 911. You're going to get a busy signal.
Wasn't it? Did you say that the Seattle took the
Pepper spray?
Pepper spray.
Yep.
away from the
Yes.
police?
Yep.
So they don't. So they don't have guns then, obviously, or do they?
I don't.
Tasers. Whatever.
They can't take away their
no
guns.
pepper spray.
What are they going to do? Throw glitter at criminals? Is that what they're going to start doing?
They'll get offended by that too.
Yeah.
It's not the right glitter. How dare you?
Yeah.
How did Lori Lightfoot get elected mayor of Chicago? You ever see that thing?
Oh my fucking god!
That's what these big cities do. New York with de Blasio, they're all liberal big cities. I'm amazed Giuliani got elected back in 1990. What was it, 3? When he beat David Dinkins.
Did you see that Netflix documentary about the gangs in New York City?
The Mob. I just
Yeah.
started watching that. I went through.
Excellent.
I've been through 2.
It's 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's good.
It's real good.
Yeah.
They go into the
It
deep
shows
gang history.
how the FBI busted all of them.
Gang-
That did a lot of good. Now you got chaos up there. Now you got 50,000 mobs.
Oh, I agree with that because the Gotti's what was Gotti was Gambino, right? I think so.
Yes.
And as soon as all that went down and he was removed out of the neighborhood, just human filth moved in.
Real smart, Giuliani, running around in 9/11 like you're leading the charge or something. I never liked him.
I don't like his lisp. Speech impediments fucking bother me. If you're a public figure or you're a broadcaster or something, I've said it before. I can't take fucking speech impediments. list.
Wasn't it Giuliani that did that conference one time back in the 90s and his kid was like running amok in the background?
It was his inauguration speech.
Yeah. SNL did a funny skit
Yeah.
about that with having Chris Farley as his
Oh,
as his
really?
son. It was fucking great.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember that.
Little fat distraction in
Yep.
the background.
And of course, his name is Andrew.
Yeah, well,
Acting like a total moron.
it used to be comedians could say whatever they want. Now they can't say shit, and they'll get canceled too.
I was watching some George Carlin stuff the other day, and it's complete.
I went in a rabbit hole of his shit. Too.
Yeah,
He's
it's great. I mean, just
Wouldn't you love to hear what he has to say
I
about
know,
everything that's
I
going
know.
on now?
Yeah, I love his skit about the groups of people that deserve to die. That was one of his last ones, like I think in 2002.
Yeah,
Great.
his hair
It's
was
great.
cut. He looked real old.
Yeah, it was great. He's another bunch of fucks that we wish that their mothers had medical plans that included abortion. And he goes on this whole rant. It's fucking great.
Yeah. You cannot get away with shit like that now. It's too bad.
It's a shame.
It's good that they still leave it on YouTube for people to view.
I'm
How
surprised.
long?
I know exactly.
I'm surprised Segura hasn't been, fucking just gone after by all
Why?
these because of the shit he says in his comedy specials.
I don't think I've seen this.
How about the Washington Redskins? They're going to be called the Washington Football Team.
Great name.
Because that's such a better
rolls off
name
the
than the
tongue.
Redskins, isn't it?
so creative?
The Washington Football Team.
I thought they did.
What the fuck is that?
Didn't a few years ago they surveyed Native Americans about the name and the
did.
poll they didn't.
Correct. They were
80%
not
like
offended.
that.
Correct.
So it's okay. Whatever.
A lot of them felt like it honored their warrior spirit.
But Leonard, that's part of the cancel culture. They see that something that might be offensive, they go after it to get it removed and taken down and changed.
I hate to say it, but people are too complacent. You don't worry about things like that when you're fighting for your life. Like when the Germans invaded Russia, they weren't worried about all that. They were just worried about trying to survive, getting blown up or not getting enough to eat. And that's a problem. There's too much complacency over here. People got nothing to do.
Pacification.
I wonder if somehow you were able to give a window into the future back then of how it is now to them. Imagine their response to how things are now.
Well, even in the future, looking back at this whole year, everybody's what the fuck? What the fuck were people thinking? A virus that everybody wants. It's the virus that they're calling a disease now. Is a virus, or is a disease? A disease can be considered a virus.
Sure,
too?
absolutely.
Okay. I thought a disease was like cancer. So everybody's acting like, oh, you get it, you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, we got all these cases. Okay, you got cases, but over 98% don't die.
Look at all the deaths from AIDS. And back then, they were trying to still say that you could transmit it heterosexually with just as high rate as anything else, which turned out to be a lie, which I knew from day one. Did they tell people not to have sex anymore? Good luck.
No, they just put condoms everywhere.
Yeah, that's going to help.
And then you see
Condom is just like a mask. Is that you're going to go and put it this way? You're going to take it up the ass as long as the guy puts a condom on you? Oh, you're fine. No. That's why I never take it up the ass.
Oh, is that why?
Them Chinese, yeah.
Well, because you don't
Are
like
they going to put a
condoms.
condom on? Oh, I'm safe. Great. No.
You don't think an intact condom will protect you?
I don't think there's any such thing as an intact condom. It's just like a mask. They're still porous. Things slip out. They fall off. I mean, you're taking a chance. But
Well, that's why I said intact.
yes, but you can put your dick in any old pussy with AIDS and mouth, and most likely you're not going to get it because that's how it's transmitted. Of course, the gay community wanted that misconception, so they get federal funding. So it all goes down to the money.
I told you, follow the money.
Before AIDS was called AIDS, it was called GRID, gay-related immune deficiency.
That's what it was. It still is to this day.
And then once hemophiliacs got infected with it because our blood supply got infected with it, then they had to change the name. It was primarily confined to the bathhouses in California at first.
Where they link up with 20 men. They call it a chain.
Bathhouse brawlers.
And then they started people
Not only
started
that,
getting it from sharing
The
needles.
YMCA. I remember going down in high school in the summertime with a couple guys just to lift. And we went into the locker room, and there's guys walking around naked, looking for us, waiting to take our pants off, go into a hot tub or a steam room, and just dicks out everywhere. It was disgusting.
Dicks out everywhere. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw.
Looking down.
I was watching fucking one of these CNBC or some shit one night, and they report in Houston. Oh, the COVID ICUs are full here. It was one reporter in one ICU unit. There was like 8 fucking people in there, and everybody in beds were like fat, old. You could tell they were out of sheet. You see their feet hanging out of the sheets, and they're like hammer toes, and you can tell they're just. I mean, obviously not healthy people, all hooked up to ventilators. Oh, they're overrun. You're in one fucking hospital, and there's 8 people in there. What the fuck? It's fear mongering.
It is, but then at the same time, it's hard for like somebody to look at the news on multiple different sources and try to figure out who's actually telling the honest facts. So it's so challenging because like one side says this, the other side says this. It's like, who do you listen to nowadays?
Yeah.
You have to listen to yourself almost.
And I know your father passed from it, but did he have any other underlying conditions? No. He was healthy.
I mean, he smoked for 15 years, but he hadn't smoked in 10 years.
He was in good shape.
Yeah.
Was he on a ventilator?
Yeah, he went through all that. I think in my personal opinion that the hydroxychloroquine? I can't remember.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, I think that did him in. Because once they put him on that, that's
they're saying that works.
I know, but
see, you don't know. You hear
but then on top of that, they gave him remdesivir, and then they gave him plasma. So then it's like, which one was it? The COVID? Like I told my sister, 20 years from now, they're gonna look back and go, it was actually this.
I don't understand. Theoretically, hydrochloroquine. It's a drug for blood-borne parasites like malaria. How is that going to treat a virus?
I don't know.
I'm not a doctor, but I don't get
throwing shit at the wall.
COVID causes blood clotting. So maybe that has something to do. I have no fucking idea. I'm not a doctor.
My dad.
They, Brad.
The fucking mainstream
I've heard
media.
they so many times this year.
Right. Well, that's
they're dying. Who? Give me a name.
They. Yeah. Exactly.
My dad did not want to go on a ventilator. He fought.
Media.
They called us.
Media.
They called us in the middle of the night, and he was fighting them.
Isn't that usually the coup de grace? As soon as you go on that, that's the ball game.
Do you know they forced him to sign his own DNR?
Damn.
Yeah. They the way I got it is they tricked him into signing it. So we had to fight them to like rip that up. But there was like 20 people in the room. You got to get on the ventilator. You got to get on the. And he was arguing with them. He did not want to be on it. Eventually it happened, and then that was it. Just watch him deteriorate through an iPad. Why Jay Masters is calling me to see what side I'm on.
I don't know why he does that. He's so petty with shit.
Jay, my dad's dying. I need to know what side you're on. You're like Hamburg Lights.
So get back to the 5G. I've done a little research on it, and they're saying that can cause the technology can permeate the cell membrane. So if you get an implant or under the guise of vaccination, that'll be able to. You're basically under their control.
What about all these people that don't want to get their kids vaccinated? They're against vaccines. The same hippies that are running around the streets of Seattle and shit that don't believe in vaccines. Are they going to fucking go get one if a vaccine comes out?
Well, I'll say this right now. They're going to make it extremely difficult. You won't be able to get a job. They'll probably possible, I don't know how they're going to do this, but enter a store to basically buy or sell. And what does Book of Revelation say? Eerily enough, the mark of the beast is 666. How do you calculate the number? It's the number of a man. And those with this mark, or those without the mark, were not be able to buy or sell. And that was written a couple thousand years ago.
I think with the vaccine and the chip, hey, you want to put a chip
Closest thing I've ever.
Brad, you and I talked about this months ago. Remember when this all first started back in March? We said it. You're not going to be able to get on a plane. You're not going to be able to walk into a movie theater. You're not going to be able to do anything without showing some kind of ID card or scanning chip that's been implanted in you saying that you've either had it and you're now immune to it or you've been vaccinated against it.
Correct.
So those that aren't going to have a vaccination, well, you better get out in the woods somewhere and be a survivalist.
A virus that has a 99.8% survival rate.
Unbelievable.
And
Right?
to
Isn't
that insane?
add
It's
to,
fucking
to,
insane.
to what I was saying before, my grandmother, who's 81, lives in a nursing home in Coral Springs. She got it a couple weeks back, tested positive, and 2 weeks later tested negative. I don't know if it was a bad test or she went through it, but she has half a lung. She has dementia. She went through it. I mean, that can tell you either it's a bad test or she had the right blood type. What they're saying. Again, it's like shit at the wall.
And didn't tuberculosis make a recent comeback and killed much more people than this has?
There's a new strain of H1N1 too. that they're talking about.
And didn't Bill Gates said there's more on the way?
Who gives a flying fuck what Bill Gates thinks? He's a fucking computer geek.
Fix my Windows updates.
Why is anybody putting a microphone in front of Bill Gates asking him what he thinks about coronavirus? Who gives a fucking shit? Build a good fucking computer and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, if you look at his history,
I keep reading articles about Bill Gates and coronavirus.
and he has funded the vaccinations of
Fix Microsoft Windows, you fuck. No one cares about your opinion
mothers
on
in
coronavirus.
India and Africa who aren't able to bear children to this day. And his father was a well-known eugenicist, which is basically population control, which eugenics is. And we had Margaret Sanger, who was the leader of this. And actually, Nazi Germany developed a lot of their laws from learning from Margaret Sanger and the organization, eugenics organizations here in the United States back at the early part of the 20th century. So that's why Dorian Yates texted him and said, Bill, if you want to depopulate the world, why don't you start with yourself and your children?
What did you see this story about the bunch of doctors that were talking out about the cure and they were removed from Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, you're talking about the black lady
Yeah,
doctor?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, was she from a Nigerian woman or something?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. But, to me, when something's banned, it's not banned for the benevolence of society. It's banned because people are onto their agenda. That's a clear indication to me when things are banned and you can't say that there's something behind it.
Of course. Yeah.
The bottom line is with this COVID is one of two things is going to happen. We are all going to get vaccinated against it. And even if we do, no one knows how long immunity lasts. And what happens if the virus mutates? Then the vaccine is null and void. Or number two, we're all going to get it. Everybody's going to catch it eventually.
Isn't that the plot to
or
I Am
we're going to
Legend?
get vaccinated.
And I heard they're going to have that into the vaccinations itself built in that we're not going to know about. I hear that possibility
Well,
too.
they also said about the virus, too, is if you get it, you're not guaranteed that you can't get it again.
Yeah, they don't know
the
how
gift
long
that keeps
immunity
on
lasts.
giving.
Correct.
So it's like, well, I mean, what the
You
fuck?
take the implant, you're taking a chance because with the technology of 5G, they're able to control how you feel. They could give you an anxiety attack of the worst kind you could imagine where you wish you were dead. Remember, that permeates the cell membrane.
How much
If
money-
it permeates the cell membrane, they can transmit different electrical impulses into that cell and cause changes. That's mass control, and that's what they want.
I
the
Am
elitists.
Legend, it was a cancer vaccine.
Yeah, and it was the Crippen virus in the movie, and she had cured it, and that's what caused.
Right.
That's what my wife says. The cure is gonna do that. I'm like,
Yes, I believe. I mean, to not look at this and ignore it is at your own peril.
How much would they have to pay you to put a chip in you?
If they have fuck dog do it, I take it. So she can control me. No, I'm not going to do it. At my point in life, I'll grab.
If they say we'll give you $1 million to chip you, would you do it?
I'll grab a gun and blow their brains out.
I love it.
But with the technology they have, they can strap you down and inject you, and they can make you feel like you want to crawl out of your skin.
Yeah. When you end up in the hospital unconscious, they could chip you then and you wouldn't even fucking know.
That's horrifying. And believe me, the technology is there. They can give you panic attacks. We've all had them that make you want to die, and they can also inflict pain with that technology. And everybody says that John McCain, he never said a word to the Viet Cong when he was being tortured and interrogated. Let me tell you something, McCain.
He's dead.
Everybody talks.
FYI.
I don't believe that shit because you would have been shot if you refused to speak. They would have no need for you to put a bullet in your head. You sung like a bird, McCain. Go ahead and spit on your grave. You're a disgrace. Well, that's the truth.
Well, toward the end of his political career, I agree with you.
Yes, he's an elitist.
isn't
moron.
his daughter on like one of those,
The View, I think?
duck, talking shows?
The
where they'll
View.
Scream at it. Yeah. Okay.
But Megan McCain, I think her name is. Yeah.
Tim Dillon does a
They should
great
call that show
fucking
Whale Wars.
imitation of her. What is it called? The View?
The View, yeah.
But if you look at what I've been looking at is a lot of the people that you can't talk to, you can't reason with, particularly of the low mentality that are sheep and easily led and are turning violent. Mm-hmm. Maybe Bill Gates has a good reason for sterilizing them.
I just don't understand why people are so stubborn to not want to
out
research anything or actually change their mind about shit. No, this is the way I think, and I'm not changing my mind for shit. No,
it scares them.
You know, Jay can be like that sometimes. You know, where he's very like this stubborn, and this is how this is supposed to be. Like, dude, you know, when you get life experience and you meet different people and see different things, you're gonna change your mind about shit.
Well, it's a comfort zone. We all want this type of security that they preached about from cradle to grave. And it's even more so now, you know, 911, you got cops coming anytime, ambulances coming anytime. Like I tell people, could you imagine 100-some years ago, you're living in the humidity in a rat-infested cabin in the woods of Florida, and you're a family, and you got highwaymen coming, and they're going to rob you and rape your daughter and your wife right in front of you, slit your throat. All these little women with their little
Have you been reading
bank
Jay's
accounts.
text to me? Because that's like verbatim, word for word.
Good.
Good.
How does it refer to you, though?
Oh, well.
But I'm just saying, these girls that want to be totally independent. Actually, here's my philosophy. There's certain strict Muslim places where you can't find it. This
Holding the black
takes
belt.
away
The
the
monster
power
cock.
of men, believe me. How many of these things do you think is in this country? I think there's more of these than there are people.
The destroyer.
Right. And what girl, I got a job, women's rights. I make more than a man. But they complain that
Good
they
for
don't.
you.
They do this as much work. I've never seen that. And these, I get myself off. Who needs it? I'm going to walk around like a snob.
Right. They don't complain about getting alimony though.
Right.
They won't complain about that shit. You want equal and everything. They don't complain about
Get an
getting
argument?
Yeah.
I'm calling 911 on you, Brad. I'm going to say you hit me.
Yeah. I'm gonna bang my head against the wall
Yeah.
and
You're
say
frustrated.
and say you slam my head against
And
the
they're
wall.
taking you to jail.
Yeah. Okay.
women's rights.
Yeah. It's such horse-shit, man.
Which to me is the worst movement.
If you
that
can't
ever
see through the
happened.
bullshit, you're a complete fucking imbecile.
Women not needing men.
That's okay if they want to be independent and do their own, you know, but don't act like you don't get special fucking treatment.
It's like I always said, you cry rape, where were you? You by yourself? Are you with your father, your husband, whatever? You around men? No, you shouldn't have been out alone. Are you a hooker? You know, they never, you know, men weren't charged as rape. But you can see Dana Stubblefield of the 49ers.
Oh,
is
I
facing
read that
15 years to
yesterday.
life.
Yeah.
What happened?
Dana
I didn't see
Stubblefield,
it.
the 49ers defensive lineman who was on one of the Super Bowl teams, very muscular. He's facing 15 to life because
He was convicted.
Advertised for a babysitter for his kid,
Yep.
and she came over, and apparently he made a move, or he called her back and said,
They said she was challenged too. There was something she was a
"Yeah,
little
they'll throw
off.
that in." But get this, he was charged with forcible oral copulation, which means he ate her pussy. Now, does that qualify 15 to life? I don't think so. At most, 5 years. It's an invasion of privacy. It's sexual assault. If you're going to lock a man up,
How old was the babysitter?
I don't know. I don't know if she was a teenager or not, but they said she was mentally challenged. Well, if you're mentally challenged, what are you doing babysitting? Are you going to put mentally challenged person as a babysitter?
That's a very good
but
point.
Forced oral copulation. That's great. Lock a guy up for life because of that. That
Well-
does a lot. That's very worthy of the crime.
I like to know how he forced her specifically.
Exactly. It's her word against his. Well, they found DNA on
Did
it.
he put a gun to her head,
There
a
was
knife to her
DNA.
throat? How did he force her?
He said it was consensual. So there you go. But so you grab
That's
a
why
girl
you gotta
and eat her
be careful.
pussy? You're going to go to life prison? What kind of law is that?
Pull that shit on you, man.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how old she
There's
was.
got to be something more to it than that. A simple
was it?
he
Who was
said,
it?
she
Was-
said
wasn't
can't
it-
get you convicted.
Wasn't it Phil Heath too that got accused of? Or am I mistaken?
Yes, in
Or
a
no.
hotel.
Was it Rodna? Sorry,
Yes.
not Phil. Rodna.
In a hotel room.
Whatever happened with that?
Well, he's not allowed to compete at this year's Olympia.
But was
saying
she
that
ever
I would-
convicted? Or did it ever go
Well,
to trial?
she
or
has
anything?
a sketchy past. I think it's still the process is still ongoing.
okay. 'Cause I don't
But
remember
he's
hearing
trained. He
anything
doesn't
about
seem to
that.
let it bother him. But those kind of things, her word against yours. So what if there's DNA? Guess what? It was consensual. How about that? But these women's rights have made it so where
Look what happened to fucking Louis C.K. because he was
Yep.
pulling his dick out and
Yep.
playing with himself in front of other females. You know, he asked them, you know, they thought he maybe was joking because he's a fucking comedian and he did it anyway. And now he's like, they took his specials off Netflix. They just totally,
Oh, by the way, I was driving up Atlantic Avenue on Sunday afternoon, right in the white guy, beard, homeless looking type, pulls his pants down, bends over, and takes a dump right in front of
No.
traffic at a red light, right at the old,
Get the fuck out of here.
you know, where they made those benches and stuff as you go up from downtown and you go into the ghetto. So you're going
Right
east.
by Swinton and Atlantic. Right by docks.
Further
Right
east.
by docks.
Further east.
Okay.
But they make those things on the side. Took a dump just like
Broad
that.
daylight.
Yes.
Gotta go. You gotta go.
I shouldn't laugh.
sidewalk?
It's fucking disgusting.
Yes.
But
Right where those benches are. On
I know what
both
you're
sides of
talking
the street.
about.
Yeah. Had a big overcoat, long beard, old white guy. Probably not that old, but I was fucking.
well, that's the problem they're having. Like you said in San
Drop
Francisco,
trowel,
they just shit in the streets.
Pulls his ass cheeks apart, and out comes this.
Is anybody honking or?
I don't think they're probably
Honking.
puking. They're all alike. Women, my kids.
Honk for me to wipe.
That's so fucking disgusting. I remember that there was one video that was viral of some
I gotta keep my
fucking
camera out close.
some skinny lady in a Starbucks that I guess she wasn't getting
Yes.
her order right. It was on the surveillance camera, so you couldn't hear what they're saying.
Yeah, and she was throwing it.
She took her shit.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Threw it. Yeah.
She must have learned that in prison or something.
Yeah, that's a prison. Exactly. That's a prison move.
Fucking just
Like an
log.
ape.
She just shit. Oh, God damn.
You know,
wants the monkeys
you
in
know
the
who
zoo.
used to have that happen to him? I think, remember Chef Brian? I don't know if you guys remember Chef Brian, who did old videos with Genova. He used to be a CO in Arizona, and he used to tell me some fucked up stories. I think he had shit thrown at him. Yeah.
Hey, if he would have came on
It's
this
not funny.
podcast, I would have threw some shit at him too. Lucky he didn't come, Brian. Let's get him on here. I want to hear this.
Oh, come on. He and I are in touch.
He said that, and then he never showed.
Yeah, I think he had to work.
What's that guy from New York? He used to shit on people, that punk rocker. You know him.
Gigi Allen?
Yeah. He's one of the most interesting people around.
I don't know why this video won't upload, so we're not going to be getting any questions to answer from anybody. Maybe I'll go outside for a second and see if I can get a
It
bit.
doesn't go on Wi-Fi? When you go on Wi-Fi, it won't upload?
Just disconnect from the Wi-Fi and see if you can get a...
Here's my prediction. I'll say it right now. Girls, hot girls, will be pulling out there and shitting and throwing it at people. You'll hear about it at clubs or in...
Is that what you're hoping for?
No, I'm just saying it's going to happen. It's grocery stores, fast food restaurants, whatever, arguing about orders, they will start doing it. Guaranteed.
Well, I heard Walmart now, they said that they're not going to impose the mask thing because somebody
Home Depot, too.
fighting about
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's a shoplifting, too. I mean, come on. They got those big masks over their face. So what are the cameras going to do?
I know, I had to go to the bank
they-
the other day and I put the mask on. I'm feeling like...
Isn't that funny now? You can walk into a bank now with a mask on and no one will blink an eye. If you did that 6 months ago, everyone in there would be calling 911.
Mask and gloves.
No, no problem.
Slipped a note.
Just get
Yeah.
a fucking big hazmat suit and walk around. Oh, it's fucking crazy.
By the way, Jason showed up at the gym about 3 weeks ago wearing a Confederate flag mask.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's
Good.
nice.
We need to get some.
Yep. He talked. He did this video on some other YouTube channel where he talked about doing it, but I actually saw him wearing it. I'm like, Jason, you know you're wearing a Confederate flag pullover. It wasn't like an actual face
face
mask.
shield.
Yeah, like you pull it over your head.
Yeah.
He just started laughing. I know. He thought it was funny.
I'm surprised he even knew.
What do you get about those people with their
Great.
shields walking around?
I saw one of those today.
They look like
Yeah.
welders.
Yeah.
Face shield.
Boca Mall, they got them walking around. It's hysterical.
Oh, God.
I love it. They got the face shield and the mouth thing on, the
Yeah.
mask on at the same time.
What's great, like,
Stay home. Stay
exactly.
home.
If you're worried, stay the fuck home. Like the other night we went out to eat dinner and we all had to wear a mask till we got to the table. Then we could take it off.
That makes zero sense
and then
to
you
me.
can get up from the
It's like
table.
at the gyms. You got to walk in with it at LA Fitness.
I got scolded today because I left the gym and I didn't have it on. As I was leaving the gym, she told me to put my mask on. Like, really?
Yeah. I told Brad, I text Brad, my wife gave one of the rent-a-cops in Boca Mall shit because she has asthma. So she's walking around the Boca Mall. And what Boca Mall does, I don't know why they're doing this. They lowered I don't know if they're filtering the air so it's hotter in the mall and then in the stores it's colder. So she's walking through the fucking mall and she's like, I can't breathe. So she takes it off. I see homeboy coming on the scooter behind her. I was like, oh, you're in trouble. And he's like, ma'am, you got, and she was like, I got asthma. Fuck off.
Wow.
I was like, God damn. Right on.
Well, she's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So she's edgy.
Good
So,
for
yeah,
you, Adam.
Yeah, congratulations.
your wife's got one in the oven?
Yeah, 13
shit.
weeks. So what I need to know 13 weeks is where was Jay Masters 13 weeks ago? Because I believe everything I read on the internet. So he's fucking my wife.
You don't
so.
have to worry about. He can't get his dick up, and if he fucks, he'll die. He's scared to fuck because he's fear of having a heart attack. That's real smart. He just.
The bedroom bully.
Yeah.
McCuck number 4 is in the oven.
Oh man.
All right.
COVID
I
baby.
mean number 4. Oh, for your.
I mean,
got you.
yeah.
Number 2.
Dos.
You hoping for a boy or a girl?
It's a girl.
It is a girl?
Yeah. So I'm really fucked now.
At least you got a boy. He's older.
Jumpy from that. Strangely enough.
Jumpy.
Jumpy.
You
Oh,
feel
from the
kicking
brownie?
Twitching. Yeah. Strangely enough.
Is you know who does? Is it a hybrid blend he puts in the cookies?
I don't have any idea.
Because it's like, to me, the indica will knock me out, but to this it's like mixed.
Speaking of which, do you feel that at all or no?
Yeah.
You do? How do you feel?
Like twitchy and.
Did you?
jumpy
When's the last
energized.
time? When's the last time you ate?
I drank a post-workout shake.
Yeah. So your
right as I
stomach
texted you,
was
quarter
kind
to
of.
6.
So your stomach was kind of empty anyway. So that would hit you pretty quick.
Yeah.
Your eyes are bloodshot.
Wow. Surprise. I thought it was mellow.
I
Wow.
like when Lenny gets stoned. He doesn't like it. He say whatever reason you're against it, but
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm just saying. I just want to be a cookie cutter. That's what,
Are you twitchy
about
like?
being a cook-
Are you twitchy like energetic or twitchy like?
energetic, surprisingly.
Like
I go
paranoid?
lift. No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
Not paranoid. I feel like
usually when I
ready to get in a brawl with somebody, you know?
that kind of high I get off edibles is more of like a body high. I feel.
Body high.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You just feel it through
Please
your whole,
elaborate.
You feel it through your whole body instead of just your
Especially that stash.
When you smoke, it usually goes straight to the
yeah,
head.
yeah.
I got a body high from watching Fuck Dog's videos.
You can't wait to get home.
I think she may have retired her. I'll have my technical directors find her.
Why? What's the last video she did?
Maybe about a year ago, but they got her fan club. It's no sense.
Check out their website.
Maybe she's dead.
Sure, she's not just on
She's a
Pornhub.
fucking meth head.
That's all she has on there. That's her name.
Is she on Instagram?
When you say you're
sure?
tech people, are you talking about me?
Yes, you're one of them.
Oh, he's talking about
Someone else will remain nameless.
the maniacs will DM him videos now.
By the way-
you check your DMs, don't you?
Yes, I've been doing that, and great responses from the maniacs.
I've told you this before, but will you listen to me?
Always do.
Okay. You do a live pretty much once a week, a YouTube live. Do you have a set day or you just randomly fucking go on there?
No, I've been doing it Mondays.
I
Sometimes.
think if you want to get more people to view it, because people, want to see it and they just, I missed his live. I wanted to comment. Why don't you do an Instagram post and say, I'm going to do a live YouTube stream at this time.
I need to.
Give them a little forewarning so they can actually be ready for it. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a thought.
It's a good thought.
Because I'd like to see him sometimes live instead of after the fact.
Yeah.
I know it stays up there, but still.
Yeah.
Some people like to interact live.
I'm surprised they're staying up.
I don't have capabilities
yeah.
of doing
Why?
lives on mine.
I mean, he must have dropped a couple
do
of
you
those
mean?
words in there.
I don't have capabilities of doing lives. I never get someone wants to do a live with you. I never saw that
What do you mean?
on when I do a
On
live.
YouTube? You mean to join you?
YouTube. Well, when I do them, because I would gladly get somebody in.
You're talking about Instagram.
No, YouTube.
No,
He doesn't do Instagram.
you can't join someone's live on YouTube.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Only
confused.
Instagram.
Instagram, you can join
okay.
other people's.
But I'm talking about they join
But
by
them joining
by-
me, they can't.
No, but they join by watching live and they can comment live.
Right.
So if you post something on your Instagram, because you have
Yeah.
probably, you have more followers on Instagram, but still it gives people a heads up.
Yeah.
I
I feel like I got
just
a
make
weird.
a quick video.
Or just text one of us and we'll post it
Whoa.
on the Misfits Instagram.
Yeah, we'll put it on the Misfits.
Right.
Lenny's going live on YouTube in an hour or
Yep.
2 hours
Yeah, I gotta-
or tomorrow night at this time.
Yeah,
or
I-
just set a day a week that you'll do it
I
so
gotta
everybody
work on my
knows.
skills.
Set a day a week that you'll do it and just commit to it. And you'll get a lot more, views and shit.
You know where I talked the other day? I don't know if you guys are talking on RobZilla.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot better.
Last time he texted me was a few weeks ago.
He texted me out of the blue, actually on WrestleMania. He's like, "Are you watching this?" I said no. And then he's been talking to me recently that he's gone through this.
I'd rather watch fucking grass grow.
He's gone through this, complete 180. He's in a better place, and
Good. You speak
Good
to
for
him
him.
quite often, right?
Yeah, but he, just very uncertain economic opportunities. Put in a lot of applications.
It's tough
Only
right now.
Well, I think he's
one
not working
interview,
yet.
2 days a week, 4-hour shifts.
well, I'm not talking about his work. I'm talking about his issues he had.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to. He doesn't really do that anymore. And
No.
he did go through the ibogaine treatment. So
Yeah, the ibogaine. I spoke to him about
What's
that.
ibogaine?
Ibogaine is the what's his name? Chris Bell, the Bigger, Stronger, Faster, the director of that. He's been promoting this ibogaine transformation. And what's the guy that does the videos with Leo and Longevity? I forgot his name. He was in the videos with you and Leo and Longevity.
Me and a lie.
Yes, he's the one that is. You see him in a lot of these videos going to Denver, the places where you can do it, and basically watching over you as you go through this, through the ringer of ibogaine, and it basically resets your pain receptors, resets you, and it's really for addicts.
What specifically is ibogaine though? Is it
It's a
drug?
grown in Africa on a tree, and it's ground up bark. Tastes horrible, but it's almost like DMT. You need someone with you when you do it. You
Yeah.
could get incapacitated.
Yeah.
But Tony Huge actually wanted me to do a documentary on it, have a Mina Lai administer it. They were talking about this early in the year and film it for a documentary. Me exclusively.
Very interesting. It's very interesting.
It never panned out, obviously, because it's bullshit. But I was all for it. I would have went through it.
I actually spoke to Chris Bell. He messaged me and I told him, listen, I don't have addiction issues. I'm looking for pain because of my leg. So if you see the ramifications of what it could do to you harm-wise, it's a little bit intimidating. But to me, I was looking at it as like, I don't want to feel pain in my legs every day anymore.
I wonder how much of that is placebo effect.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I'm a little
Power
skeptical.
of suggestion.
So then that's what caught my attention when I talked to RobZilla, because he said he had gone through this. And he says he doesn't want to touch nothing.
Good for him.
And I was like, it's great.
Good.
And he's like a lot of people that he wronged or he thought he wronged in the Pentagon board.
Yes.
He's apologizing.
Yes.
Yeah, he reached out to me a while ago.
Yeah, he said he went through hell, like those days while you go through this. He thought about everybody he affected.
Did he
in his
do
life.
that down here in Florida? No shit. I didn't
Working with him at that swingers club in security, he had a hair trigger, and I didn't know when
Yes.
he would go off. And my main job for me was making sure he didn't really do some damage on someone, which could cause him problems in one way or another.
I mean, he spoke about finding Jesus, which I'm a little like, but I mean, if he's doing better, whatever.
Whatever works for him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But ibogaine is very interesting. You've heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I don't know exactly what.
You basically go through the crucible, like cleansing you out. It resets your pain receptors. It gets addicts clean like cold turkey.
And it gets a lot of guilt feelings you might trap since a child.
Yeah.
At this time, I'd like to thank Delray Misfits Gear for their fine line of products, and Dale Chance, who did an honorary modeling of a Big Lenny tank top. It looks great. Check it out.
Did he order those shirts?
I don't know. He probably did. But I wanted to have him
that-
signed to a
was that-
long-term contract, and Dale refused. He says he'll do it for free. So
I was wondering because I know all the orders that come in for Leonard.
he's a great model.
And I didn't see his name anywhere.
He's a great model.
And also check out Big Lenny on Cameos. I make personal connections with all the maniacs. I remember each and every one, and I hope to meet each and every one. Even when things get better, I want to do a world tour and meet every maniac I could possibly do, whether through going to your cities or going to expos and the like. I'll definitely be going through Cathedral City, California to see Puck Dog. Get the pipe ready, baby.
Find out she's find out if she's alive before you go there.
Would you do meth with her?
Sure.
Sure. Watch a movie, eat some
Look
popcorn.
what it does for
do
her.
meth.
Her only. Make it. I wouldn't recommend it.
What else? What else?
I'm going to definitely drink out of her piss goblet.
From trannies to that.
Yeah.
That's the progression.
Yeah. Because she's really into it. You could tell she really brings a new level of intensity to it that really don't see in cookie cutter porn.
Takes pride in her work.
Yeah.
That's good.
Being a nasty.
Adventurous.
Degrades herself, too. The worst way. Thinks nothing of it.
What else? I know there's other shit we gotta bring up, but I can't. What do you got, McCuck? McCringe?
Got
McFuck?
nothing. Still waiting for my phone call from Jay Masters.
Don't hold your breath.
I know. I won't.
What do you mean?
That's
He's
what-
supposed to call you?
Well, no, I get asshole. Has Jay called you?
Oh,
Has
last
Jay-
time I talked to him, he said he just wants you out of his life.
He says that about everybody. No problem. I'll be out of your life.
Adam tries to
Why don't you make,
sheriff of the internet.
how about you make him your new daughter's godfather?
That'd be great. Great.
Godfather Jay.
He only acts up when he's on the road because he's fucking bored.
Yep.
Or, yeah.
When he's in town, this shit doesn't happen.
No,
As soon as he goes on the road.
Yeah.
I listen.
I think it's his way of feeling like he's
Too busy trying to
he's-
redecorate Bradford Manor when he's here. That's
it's his way of feeling like he's still a part of what's going on, even though he's not here.
What
If that
irritated
makes
me
sense.
about this time was that words are words. If I show you the text, what he says to me, most people will get fucking just. I'm gonna kill this person when they come back to town. But it's just when I'm telling him he's getting trolled by somebody and he's fucking just sauced out of his mind and goes online and fucking drops my address and then tells me my wife's a whore, my kid's a retard. And I'm like,
Look at Lenny's face. He is a vile. He is such a ruthless
and I'm like,
fuck.
fuck, man. So guess what? He wants me out of his life. I'll be out of his life. I don't care. He's a headache I won't have to deal with anymore.
Yeah, you know, and the thing with that is he's, oh, I got tricked. I'm like, no, you didn't get tricked because before you posted it, we told you, and I have the group text. I told you that's not the real Adam McLeod.
Yep.
Calm down, you know.
He's doxing my friends.
So that's his fucking. How am I supposed to know?
The reasoning switch gets flipped off after a certain number of
And I try to call him.
years.
He's like, what? I deleted it. I'm like, Jay, it's, once you post something, that's it, man. In 5 minutes, and they got, you know.
On a live, I said that Jay is a less retarded version of Jason. Because who else in this universe does the things he does online or used to, and then the next day deletes it?
He's very impulsive, but that's when he's.
And it's only when he's drinking.
But you can't always use that as a cop out either.
Everybody's like, oh, you got to forgive him. He was drinking. Bullshit. Bullshit.
That's what the lawyer says on his defense after he kills somebody.
For strictly research purposes, he was drinking.
8 steel reserves in, he's not responsible for any of his actions. Listen, at one point or another, we've all wanted to fucking
Yeah.
It's just
Well, like you said, Brad, give it time. And I mean, the next day I was furious because you know what kind of shit that stirs up. And then he
go on to
doxed my
somebody
brother
else.
too. He put my brother's address up in that same post.
I'm going to say, and I know he's not going to hear it. I don't want him to hear it, but very simple. Get on there, make an announcement, say, I'm going to kick your battle. Work with PJ, work for myself.
Yep.
Very simple.
Yeah, I had some advice from somebody sitting at this table to do that.
Yep. So-called strength or size. Say, I'm going to knock the fuck out of you mercilessly. If I ever see you ever come back and talk to you, it's going to be
Words are words to him. You say that to him, and it's like he just giggles. If I really wanted to do something, I wouldn't say it. It'd just be done.
Yeah.
It would happen. So
It's fucking Jay.
You do that like I recommended, and you'll start kissing your ass.
Yeah, I had a few conversations with him over the
Work with
weekend.
you too, to a point. You nailed him pretty bad.
Well,
You did a few years ago when he said something.
yeah, but we handle the shit off camera and not on. And he's like, oh, you know, he goes and says, Brad trashes me and makes snarky remarks. Yeah, but I don't do it. I don't do it publicly.
Right.
I do.
you hurt his feelings, Brad.
I do it between us. Either I'm on the phone with him or over our group text. I don't go on a drunk live.
We all need to apologize to him.
Yeah. I sent you the video to see if you could actually post it. I don't know how it'll come through, but
Probably like shit. Let's see.
How long is the video that you're trying to post?
13 minutes.
Oh.
On Instagram or maybe.
The more updates Instagram does to that platform, the more shittier that platform becomes. With
Well,
bugs
it's run by you know who, Facebook. So the Zuckerberg product. Fucking joke. I hate Facebook too now. Jesus Christ, such a bunch of fucking phone. I deleted that app from my phone for years. I rarely go on it. When I do, I'm annoyed. So it's just like I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's too stupid.
Do you have a radio playing?
My TV's on.
Oh.
ESPN.
Baseball, Leonard. College football. Did they postpone anything? Did you hear?
I think some conferences canceled all games, didn't they?
Well, I'm canceling my viewership in any shape or form because of that. That's all.
Yeah. What did
Too much.
What did you say, Andrew? That a bunch of the Patriots refused to play?
6 New England Patriots bowed out of the season. I think
Good.
5 or
Cut
6
their
of them were
contracts.
starters.
Get him out of the NFL. Goodbye. Let's get some replacement players. Here I am, like back in the strike days.
You and Jay.
And as far as you want some football, there's so many good games being unloaded on YouTube. College football games from the 80s, like get some of the old Pitt Panther, Penn State rivalries, things like that. You can get 60s Ohio State, Michigan games. Watch that.
Yeah. How are they going to put fans in the state? Do they even have a plan for all that shit?
No
Have you heard
idea.
anything?
Nope.
I haven't. Roger Goodell fucking dipshit too. Fucking clown.
Just economic crash is coming, maniacs. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just gonna get worse. We need more stimulus money. No, guess who's fucking paying for it?
You are in the long run.
Yeah.
Well, no, our children are going to pay for it.
It's
You're looking at a scenario right now that I don't even want to think about. And as far as
The solution is very simple. Open the economy.
yeah,
Open it up.
Well, no, look at where Ron DeSantis, Texas, and all these states. Oh, look at all the cases went up because they opened too early. Well, what the fuck? What are they supposed to do? Stay closed forever? What the? It's this. The virus isn't gonna. You knew there was gonna be a second wave. You knew that was gonna happen, but none of them want to blame it on thousands of people gathering in the streets for fucking protests. They don't want to fucking say that.
If you're sick, old, scared, immunocompromised, stay stay home.
That's it.
Let everybody else
For absolutely
resume their
no good
lives.
reason. I can't think of any reason why, when some cop makes a mistake, you got to go on. Everyone makes mistakes on their job. You got to go on the streets.
But Lenny,
what's that going to do? Is that going to prevent anything?
What do you mean? What's it gonna look? Look what they're getting for all this shit.
Absolutely.
Of course they're gonna do it. It's working.
The cookie cutter's
You
giving
can't
it to
fucking
them.
you can't fucking blame them. What the fuck? The only way you get shit done is to do that. So they're gonna keep fucking doing it.
And who's giving out the money?
Well,
That's my question. You know, a lot of these schools, you can't touch a kid. You can't put your hands on them. I went to Catholic school. We had signatures. Those nuns could take a freaking paddle, which they did with holes in it to make it go faster, in front of the whole class as a first grader, 6-year-old, grabbed me by my shoulder and hit me a good 10 times. And you're in tears and you're embarrassed. The other kids are scared to death. Like when somebody shit themselves too. They made all of us, a nun and my boys, drop trowel in the fucking boys' bathroom while she checked everybody's underpants. And she made sure that person, everybody knew who it was. If it's obvious you can't smell it.
jock sniffing nun.
Just like back in the day, the idiot in class, they put a dunce cap on him. And you either learned or you didn't. These little fuckers never want to go through any loss.
You can't put a dunce cap now on because that would, implicate the cake.
You could have one big enough for your freaking head, bro.
I know exactly. No dunce cap is fitting this fucking head.
And now the president had the perfect solution. He goes, the rioting will stop. End of discussion. Just like when you discipline people as a supervisor, you never negotiate, you never argue. You simply tell them. You don't do what's required of you. I would tell the Haitian guys, you're going home.
Leave
That's
without
it.
pay.
Whatever, I'm not going to do this. I said, walk away. Watched him for 3 minutes. He wasn't doing it. Goodbye. You want to leave? I called security. Walk him out the door. Because I worked at hospital 20 years. I never told anybody no. They wanted to lift a heavy body, heavy stuff. Call Leonard. Put myself on the line. Go out in the rain. Call Leonard. I always went in the rain. Wasn't afraid of the rain. We just ride a bike in the rain. Went in the walk-in freezer. I'd go and do storage for 2 hours with the door closed, which would keep the temperature up. You got these little sissies wanting to wear a full freaking winter parka and crack the door open while the fucking freezer's, all this water's melting down and ruining everything.
That's my logic.
So the president was right in that, bringing the troops.
The federal marshals you're talking about in Portland?
Whoever.
Yeah.
And then Nancy Pelosi and certain mayors are saying they don't want them. What a disgrace.
Oh, just keep letting them burn shit down. That's
Yeah, and
okay.
then that.
And who's going to pay for all these buildings that are getting
the federal
burned down?
government, send them the bill. Just like with
Send
the
them the
riots.
bill. Okay, send the federal government the bill so the taxpayers can pay that fucking bill.
How much money did the city of Miami, because I was down there,
Dumb. It just makes me fucking
getting rid of the pork and beans projects in Liberty City to get this brand new housing developments. Those are nice. AC units, internet, everything brand new housing projects. They ripped down the 1937 built, they used to call them the pork and beans. Now they're getting all new projects just for those lazy sons of a. Everywhere you look, they're giving out free food down there when I lived there. Not only that, everybody's stealing at Walmart. Everybody. They're putting stuff under the bottom and walking the cart out. Cashiers aren't saying anything.
Well, what are they
I
supposed
see
to
people.
I think at a lot of stores, the clerks or whoever works there is not supposed to chase people outside. Or that's why you have security. I mean,
Yeah,
but
well, free food this, free food that, and then these punks, oh, it's tough down here. Yeah, right. It's a fucking party. Drinking and smoking and getting high, hookers everywhere, freaks everywhere. What do you mean you got it rough down there?
you're kind of living.
Yeah, just because a bullet flies through the air? Shit.
There was that shooting that happened in, I think it was California, where there was the guys that were arguing in the middle of the street. One guy pulled out a gun, started shooting wildly, killed a girl on the sidewalk, 17 years old. And then they wonder why when federal marshals come fucking flying through the state, they're like, oh my God, how dare they? How dare they?
Just like Brad said, it follows the money. They always get upgrades. Every time
You think this is the Wild
Every
Wild
time
West,
there's
where-
riots, here comes the federal government with the millions of dollars to rebuild it.
Yeah. Let them keep destroying shit that that the taxpayers are
Yeah.
gonna have to pay for.
Back in 65,
So
that
you don't give a
worked.
fuck. Oh, just keep
That worked. Started with Watts.
print more money so the value of the dollar
Yeah,
just keeps going
right,
down.
right.
Whatever. It's such fucking bullshit.
They're living it up. I never seen so many free giveaways when I lived down there.
Well, now too, there's some stores that won't accept cash. They just want your
Yeah.
card because they don't want to handle.
Did you hear that there's a coin shortage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody wants to touch currency anymore, so there's a coin shortage.
Good. I'll
Because money's fucking filthy.
Send it to me.
But I think they said that virus can't be transmitted on money or
Who's
whatever.
they?
What did I tell you, Leonard? They is the fucking bullshit media. They. Whatever you hear about is they. The corrupt politicians, the corrupt media. That's they.
All
okay?
sides.
You want to know who fucking they is? That's who they is. Wherever you get your fucking information, wherever you get your news, that's they. Okay? Did I clear that up for all you
Get the news
assholes?
right here.
Who's they, Brad? Who's they, Brad? Big head Brad, who's they? You fucking midget head. Come suck my other head, you
Somebody
fucking
said, get make Brad a dunce cap.
Yeah, make me a dunce cap. I go sit in the corner. Fucking morons. Bunch of creeps, fucking low-life idiots that can't think for themselves or make up their own shit. They gotta fucking jump on other people's opinions. And
Maniacs, let me warn you, some of us, mostly all of us, are going to go through hell that we have no idea ever existed. If you think you're going to live the next 30, 40, 50 years, you're going to go through hell that I can't describe.
yeah, and
I said it right
just
now.
new normal shit. Yeah,
You're going to go
there's
through
nothing normal about
utter hell.
what's new. What's new is
What's
a
the
bunch
next thing that's going to top all this? Imagine that.
Of, I mean, what the
That depends who gets elected.
Yeah, I mean, Trump gets reelected, more riots in the fucking streets, more shit getting buried.
Well, you got the right idea. Bring in the force.
Delusional, demented fucking Joe. I mean, come on.
It just
He's gonna want, like.
It's not going to.
I mean, they're just gonna. What are they gonna do? Like,
Did the
like
Democratic-
in 2008, when how many millions of people got kicked out of their
Did the
homes?
Democratic Party not have anybody else? Was Sesame Street not like up and running that day? I used to be a registered Democrat. Not anymore.
Which shows a system in cahoots. It's an 8-year system. 8 years one.
That's
8
the
years.
that's the problem. Is if it,
Pretty
they
obvious.
have to change that too. If a president gets elected, why can't you do one term so they can focus? Because they spend their third year campaigning and all this bullshit when instead of just why don't you give them one 6-year term and that's it and eliminate two
Since
terms.
1976, over 40 years, you've only had Bush Sr. and Carter as one-termers. It's pretty obvious you're going to get. That's why they don't put anybody up right
I'm
now.
talking about instead of having a president be able to be president for 2 terms, why not just one term? Make it 6 years or 8, whatever.
Because what if he does a great job?
What if he does a bad job?
He gets kicked out. Why limit him to 4, though, if he's doing a great
Not
job?
4. You got to do more than 4. Do 6.
You're not going to do damage or anything good in 4.
Or well, how come the senators and congressmen they don't have term limits, right? And that's another fucking problem. Why don't they have term limits?
It's almost like university tenure.
why do they all get to stay in office for 30 fucking years, but the president only gets 8 or 4?
Yeah, it's like the cast of
I
Cocoon is
the
like
whole
in
system
Senate.
is fucking
Well, they can
weird.
still be elected out of office.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, why is it the president having to serve 4 or wanting to serve 4 years? It's like 4 years is nothing. How much can you fucking get done in 4 years? I mean,
Trump was getting a lot done until this fucking COVID came along.
yeah, but still, they spend their third year campaigning and all that shit instead of actually fucking doing the job. I think it's a lot. I don't know. Even though they're basically just a figurehead of the fucking system anyway. And they're all. It's not even. There's not even 2 parties. It's one party. They're all this. They all have the same fucking agenda.
Yep.
They all want the big donors to fucking keep giving them money. Take care of Big Pharma. Take care
Yep.
of these. Yeah.
What is it? They all just,
Street,
it's
Wall
just a gang.
Street.
It's just a gang.
Well, at least the Republicans are somewhat honest in their intentions, where the Democrats lie and always say they're for the people.
They're pussies.
They're the
Democrats are
ones
pussies.
For the working man, everyone's under their misconception of that, and that's been
They're not
biggest
for the
line.
fucking working man.
They're for themselves.
There's not even, like I was saying in the last time we did the video, there's no Democratic Party anymore. It's extreme liberal, leftist, whatever the fuck you want to call these people. They're not true Democrats.
Yeah.
Leftists. I don't call them liberal.
Yeah. They're fucking way off.
They're given the title like being liberal, but it's not.
No. Go ahead, Andrew. You want to say something.
I love Andrew's hair, by the way.
You like
I said
it?
that before. It's just
This is the longest it's been since I've been 21. Since I was
some
21.
dreadlocks in there. Braid your hair.
I'm like Adam. We got the same bald features.
It makes me more aerodynamic. When I'm swimming in the piss.
Oh, boy. What kind of hairdo would you have if you had hair, Leonard? She looked like you have like the Tucker Carlson.
You saw when I did the bench press video, I had the old parted to the side, Ronald Reagan, John F. Kennedy. I actually called it the Ronald Reagan hairdo. And when I lived with the Haitian family, they would have, I guess, visitors from 8 little kids, 3-year-old. Like I said, this cute story about the one 5-year-old cooking my eggs where she had to get on her tippy toes to scramble the eggs. That's what they do over there. The adults relax and the kids do all the stuff. So I'm sitting there and then they saw my hair was messed up and she went and got a brush and the girl's like combing my hair and parting it to the side, like little 3-year-old, cutest thing. They have the braids in their hair and I'm sitting there eating, I'm getting my hair brushed. I said, this is great. Not like over here where they're worried about taking their kids to that place called Boomers and spoiling the spoiling the living hell out of them. And then when I see one at a pool calling his mother an MFer, that's great. You don't do that in Haiti. I've seen brutal beatings from Haitian kids because they used to bring a church group over, some of those kids there. They maybe got out of their seat, got whooped. And believe me, it works. That's the right thing to do.
That's what you're seeing now, all these
That's what they need. It's very simple.
idiots in the streets that
They never got their ass whooped.
Never had any discipline.
Never. Always got their own way, too.
Did you see it? I saw a picture of the mug shots of some of these Antifa fucking fucks. Look like a bunch of Emma's friends, little fucking rehab
Speaking of Emma,
douchebags.
have you seen her? Is she like she's like 80 pounds wet right now?
I don't know. I didn't see her get on a scale, but she was tiny. She was always tiny.
But
Anyway.
it's a little.
Emma's scale back in the day was Brad's face.
He's such a fuck.
Matter of fact, I was trying to get Leo was going to, when he
He's
interviews
such a
Brad,
fucker.
he wanted to ask some questions. I was going to type in, Leo, could you please ask Brad if he's still obsessed with Emma?
Obsessed.
If anything, it was the other way
There
around.
was a little thing going on.
Yeah, no. I was never obsessed with Emma.
We need some specificity on that.
Oh, I've seen it.
Leonard's a shit
Go
stirrer.
back to those old videos.
See, Lenny does shit stirring in like a fun way.
It's not malicious.
Jay does it maliciously.
Yeah, it's
He's
not-
just fucking.
yeah.
And that's why it pisses people off.
Well, he claimed to be
it's
Emma's
fun.
personal footlicker, so we called him the task on that.
No, he's Jane's personal footlicker.
Yes.
Yeah. So ridiculous. You're such a fuck. So yeah, Leo reached out to me,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do an interview with him next
He
Thursday.
said he cannot get a hold of Jay. Yeah, because he's too busy talking shit on everybody.
Yeah, next Thursday we're gonna do a Skype interview. Oh, it's all right. I gotta watch some of his stuff to get kind of caught up. I saw the little clips he did of you. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh, you didn't miss
Yeah,
anything.
Leo and Longevity Maniacs.
Yeah, check
You
it
learn
out.
a lot. You cutting edge.
He's a good guy. Yeah,
he seems
we
like
talked a little bit.
Seems like a sharp
Yeah,
guy.
he is.
Ask him why he has 3 Hitler books.
You got to have knowledge on the subject.
It's so funny because when we were doing that interview about 3 minutes into it, I noticed him on
Yeah.
the lower left, and I was this close to,
He actually sent me one. It's
asking
called
him about
Hitler's
them.
Table Talk. It's his secretary.
Hitler's table talk.
I don't see a problem. I mean,
Well, his secretary, Martin Bormann, jotted down all the notes they would have. And quite frankly, it's a must read. The guy was a genius. I mean, he's talking about every part of the economy of Germany, the waste systems, the agriculture
bet,
systems.
yeah.
And the guy's a genius. He's talking about the animal rights laws, which he was the first person to enact.
It's just
animal
your
rights
eyes get
laws.
fixated when you watch. When I watched yours, like, zeroed in right on the.
We have a
3
lot
books.
to learn
Yeah.
about him. I mean, you look at some of the militaries of the world, they got all their information from when the Russians took over Germany, and the Allies took all their military concepts. And actually, Israel got started that with the Israeli army. Took all of their maneuvers, and as far as going over great land masses and how to divide the troops and when to send in the planes, the transport carriers, and so forth, because they invaded Russia and almost took the country over, which is an astronomical feat. Everybody thinks that you just go across. No, it's like getting a man on the moon. The logistics of that is unbelievable.
To do that in a massive.
Which I don't believe it was done personally.
What, the moon?
Yes,
You don't think the moon landed?
think that was staged.
absolutely. It
absolutely.
was all about the Cold War.
Where do you think they filmed it?
In a studio. It's so narrow-minded. It's all dark. It looks like you see it. It looks like you could actually walk across the damn moon. I mean, come on.
Are any of those guys still alive that walked on the?
I think some Miami Russian Cosmos, very few, but
No, from America.
I always question why they haven't gone back. If it was so easy back then. Back then, you think it was harder to get to the moon if it actually happened. So why haven't they gone back?
Why waste the money going there? What the fuck
Exactly.
do you
That's a
go
very
for?
good point.
Why the fuck we even want? And then Elon Musk, that weirdo, wants to go to
Why
fucking
wouldn't
Mars.
you? Why wouldn't you want to go to a planet?
Go to Mars for what?
What do you mean for what?
For what?
Are you nuts?
I think
Am I
they want.
nuts?
I think
Yeah.
their plan is to terraform it, which is going to take
What
hundreds
if-
of years.
They thought that in Europe to cross the ocean. Oh, there's nothing. Everything's here.
Yeah, I kind of get what
Same
you're saying.
concept.
Yeah, but I mean, take care of this
Please,
fuck.
a longer
I'm
distance.
shocked, Brad. That's humanity. Go out there and go up on the moon. You're going to sit around and smoke a joint all day? And I'm content?
I mean, what are you going to get out of it,
A
though?
lot. You can learn a lot. What am I going to get out of it?
Oh well, you'll learn
Get out of
you'll learn that the Earth's not flat. That's one.
Maybe it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. You can go float in space, no gravity.
Go into subspace.
Brad, it's the same reason why people get out there and compete in shows. You got to get out there and do it. Stay out of your bubble. Quit being a cookie cutter. Push yourself. That's the problem. Everyone wants all their buttons pushed for them. And sad to say, drinking and taking drugs is, instead of going out and getting a natural adrenaline, I just want it all handed to me. The highs, this and that. The orgasms. Let me get a sex toy. I just want to sit there and be stimulated.
Meanwhile, he's on GHB and
Yeah.
edible right now.
Well, that's a different story. I mean, as far
Of course,
as GHB,
of course.
you get out there and do things, you get into deep sleep and things like that. It's not cookie cutter. How many?
I know, but I'm just saying, why not improve the shit on Earth first?
Because
I
politicians
I
won't
agree with
allow
you.
it.
No, I agree with you. To a
And
certain
how do
point.
you improve it? I hate to say it. The first step is Bill Gates is probably
Like
right.
the fucking infrastructure of
That's
this
how you
country.
improve it.
How the fuck can you get stuck in traffic for 3 hours to go 20 miles? Like build a fucking skyway
Where are
or
they going
some
to get the
shit.
money when
Well,
they're going
maybe-
rebuilding pork
Where are you
and
gonna get the
beans
money-
housing
where are you gonna
project?
get the money to go to Mars or the fucking moon?
That stimulates the economy. Who's going to make all those parts for those equipment?
What about fixing
every
it?
facet of that? I was going to bring jobs to people.
What about fixing?
that builds the economy?
Fixing the infrastructure won't create jobs.
That's not a priority for anybody unless it's to make money.
It should be a priority. A lot
it's
of our
not.
infrastructure in a lot of states is from the 50s and 60s.
Well, if it was, they could make a profit on it, they would, but they're not going to.
And think about this, Leonard. Our population is only going up. So the more people on the roads. So they need to put money into infrastructure.
Yeah.
They have
That's
to.
why the rich have helicopters.
Why don't you have
And die in them.
faster planes or
Like I talked about before, which you seem to laugh at. Flying cars. Why aren't those should have been a reality by now?
Oh no, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
people-
No, it's not. It said the same thing about air
it's a
flight.
flying
With the
bomb.
right bar that runners, it's a
Lenny,
disaster.
can you imagine
but flying
can you-
in a
Can
plane-
you imagine your mother flying a fucking car around the city?
Flying a plane is
Can I imagine you flying around?
No, I wouldn't
No,
trust myself.
but you have
There's
to.
a lot of different.
Think outside the box. That's why we were put here, not to sit. Oh, and like people used to say.
Fucking house right now. You can't. It's just,
the
They
only
said the same thing
stupid.
about airplanes.
but the only thing with flying cars is if they get
What
it
is the difference between an airplane and a flying car?
Why are you serious?
because they're trained pilots in planes. You're taking people that could be on different
train them.
substances and
So you'd have to
having a
train
bad
them.
day and take a car and fly it into their
I'm
neighbor's
surprised at your narrow thinking, Mr. McLeod.
I mean, you'd
Very
have.
narrow.
No, I
minded.
want flying cars, but they have to have a process where they're automated that they go and remember Back
Look,
to the Future.
look,
Absolutely. It
Just
should have
because
been done
they
now.
exist in sci-fi movies doesn't mean it's going to work in real life. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
They
that's,
somewhat started with
Anything-
drones.
There's an old saying called "You conceive it, you believe it, you conceive
Well,
it."
why don't we have the flying skateboard from Back to the Future? You know,
have
it's
it.
a fucking movie.
They have it.
they have one. I want one.
They have that flying man suit where you got.
Yes.
No, I mean the little skateboard where
Rocket
he's,
Man.
you know,
Yeah.
kicks his foot.
It'll come out. If you think
I'm just
forward like
saying,
that, it'll come out eventually.
Why not-
But
why
I
not
believe flying cars should have been out now.
Why not?
2020.
Why not perfect the cars that are running now? Why not fix the roads? And why not fix the shit that needs?
Guess
Hold
what,
on.
there, Mr. Einstein?
Hold on.
Good care of terms. If you have flying cars, you don't need roads.
Here's a better
All
question.
you need is people to land and go into a certain.
Right, and not crash into power lines or homes.
They said the same thing about planes. It's a disaster waiting to happen.
Lenny.
The same thing about a telephone. This is all good invention, they said, but who'd ever use that? That's a quote. From
Lenny.
the experts, from the theys.
Cars still run on the same black goop that
Exactly.
comes out of the ground as they did
Imagine
70
that.
years ago. What makes you think we're going to have flying
Well,
cars?
that's an oil lobby.
So-
But between that and the narrow-mindedness, and everybody thinks they're content, just like 150 years ago, before the Industrial Revolution, it was said many times by the theys, the experts, I think everything's been invented that we're ever going to need right now. About 1870, they said that. Everything's, and look at the technology from then. So the people that thought, ahead of the curve, like the Bill Gates or whatever.
Well, technically, need and want.
want,
Is two
that's what I was
different
just about to say. It's
Like
two separate things.
We grew up with no cell phones.
Right. Play with a stick in the dirt outside.
We didn't have fucking iPads
Yeah.
and super video games that you can play online. Did we need it?
I didn't have the super video games either,
But I'm saying,
and I still don't.
right? But I'm just saying,
What?
you didn't need it.
There's a lot of things you don't need, but there's a lot of things that improve your quality of life.
Right.
And just the thought of it. So I don't look down at certain cookie cutter things. I mean, if someone wants to buy it, there's an opportunity, there's a job. That's capitalism.
Okay, but you just said improve. So how is flying cars going to improve the issues of today if they come out tomorrow?
Transportation, the gridlock, it would be more people buying them, say, once they get the technology down and, obviously the training to do it, I think it could be done easily. And it would be a great experience for a lot of people. I'd love to do it.
Look up and see a bunch of people smacking into each other.
Well, they're smacking each other down here.
You try to. We know Pomps would try to fly right into space if you had a flying car.
Why not? He should have given that right.
No, but you.
I'm going to the moon.
What happened to
You're dealing
space
with-
travel?
you're dealing-
Obama, Obama eliminated that. He shut down NASA. Mr. Uncrivelous fixed the problems. They're not fixing anything. They're giving free food to you-know-whats so they can do their drugs all day long and everything taken care of. Don't give me that shit. They're being oppressed. They're poor. It's a bad neighborhood. They have no opportunities. They've been saying it for years, and they've been getting what they want, money. And that's where it's going, taking care of the riffraff and the vermin of society that just want to sit there and get high all day and have an orgasm and play video games and eat whatever junk food they want. That's all.
You spend a lot of time in those neighborhoods, so
No, I don't.
you.
Shouldn't have to. You want to get a girl ready to suck your soul right out of you, you should be able to get it anywhere. But they got this too much in women's rights. You can thank women's rights for that.
Well,
For the porno industry, you shouldn't even need it. People should be fucking like rabbits and sucking each other off. Like they used to back in the day.
Well,
Behind closed doors.
Well, strip clubs have basically turned
No,
it into brothels.
anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what a girl is. Oh, I'm not a piece of meat, or I deserve respect. Can't even say a girl's pretty. She'll report you false accusations of rape. Imagine that. Like some lady tried to suck my dick and she's going to get life in prison. I'm going to turn her in because her DNA's on me because she sucked my dick against my will. Just like those fat black ladies did when you were on your skateboard because they had a joint for you. I know one of your buddies told me that.
Yeah, okay.
They were parked at Cumberland Farms.
One of your buddies.
Just, hey, here, and then
That's where you-
had you in the back.
You're talking
seat,
about Calora, not me, buddy.
molesting you, or someone saying you should turn him in.
That's Calora stopping.
One of your buddies.
Yeah.
That's great.
Forcible oral copulation.
I thought Brad was going to the freezer for a second for a treat.
Love this up story.
It's not making it up. It's
Why are you bending up
foreseen.
that, why are
No,
you bending up that picture?
it's not being bent. It's being fast.
You're squeezing the fucking thing. I want to frame it out.
Because I wish I had your
It's a great
neck real
picture.
close so I could squeeze some sense into you. You'll go out and pick up a golf club and spend 3 hours and woo, this is fun. Bang a little golf ball.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't done it in over 2 years. I haven't.
Wow, you deserving a medal.
Yeah.
What are you going through, withdrawal symptoms?
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna just get high on G and go look for crack whores with dicks. Yeah. I'm gonna spend 3 hours and I'm gonna crash my mother's car into a fucking tree. And I'm gonna take a bunch of drugs and go parade around on stage, flex my muscles, and then rub oil on other fucking idiots backstage. That's
Sounds a
fun
hell of
to
a
me.
lot better than hitting a little ball.
You asshole. That's
in a
your
little
opinion.
hole.
What are we talking about?
Just like Nate, that's what we're talking about. Mr. broke his foot again on the skateboard. Again.
When? When did he?
The other day.
Yeah, he posted it after he broke it before, and I told him get off.
Wait.
Doing that?
He broke it recently, and then he broke it again very recently.
Broke it or bruised it?
Broken.
It's in a cast?
Why don't he just have us hit his feet with hammers next time we see him, so we can get it over with? What's wrong with him? I haven't golfed in. Can you believe it? I was thinking about that the other day. Jeez.
I think I've golfed once in my life.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I haven't played badminton in about 40 years either.
I don't have the temperament for golf. Like if I missed an easy putt, I'd just slam my club into a tree or something. I don't know how people miss like an easy shot and then just are so calm about it. Oh, shucks.
It's such a calm like game.
No.
It's I don't know what to call it. It's so ridiculous, a waste of time. Even if I did hit a hole, what am I supposed to jump up and down and say I'm better than you because I knocked a little ball in a hole? So I supposed to deserve homage or to get the salaries of some of them jackasses? Everybody glued to it. And I remember being up there because they used to have it in our hometown of Oakmont. Yeah. We had the U.S. Open every few years. I would deliver papers up there. And I was talking. I was told while they're hitting, shh, you can't talk. You go to the Pirate game. And you
don't have to worry about that now. There's no crowd.
You got Nolan Ryan throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs and everyone's screaming. Does that make sense? The guy's trying to hit a fucking fastball. You know where it's coming at. But when the guy's got to get in a golf ball, you got to keep your mouth shut?
Yeah, that is kind of strange. I agree with you with that.
It's any more stranger than getting out there and doing it, Brad.
Yeah.
It's no more stranger.
Just
The whole thing's strange.
I spent 3 hours on a bus to go see a tranny to shit on my chest in the backyard. That's fun to you. I don't care. Whatever. Do what you like.
Fun to me. It's just something you have to do to get it out of your system.
Okay, you have to do it to get out of your system. Shit on me, goddess.
Snuff me out, goddess.
Hey, you like what you like.
Well, no, it's not I like it or it's fun.
You
have to do
demented.
things you don't want to do. If you do things that everyone else is doing, you don't think about it.
If you didn't want to do it,
you're going to have a problem.
If you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't do it.
No, you got to force yourself to do it. Do you think I like lifting?
You got to force yourself to.
You think I like doing squats or deadlifts? Anybody? No. But you got to do it. You think I like wiping my ass? No, but I have to do it.
It's a fair point.
But picking up a golf club and hitting a
yeah,
ball.
He's got a point there.
Like I said, if I hit a hole in one, why am I supposed to say I deserve an honor for that? It's like throwing a rock as a kid and hitting a bird. But big deal.
At most clubs, if you get a hole in one, and when you get done, everybody drinks for free at the 19th
Correct.
hole.
That's right.
We found Brad's motivation for playing golf.
So that's the motivation.
How can they prove you did it or didn't do it? What if you just claim you did it?
Whoever's playing with you. No, I mean, guys aren't
Hey,
gonna lie
Brad, if
about
you
that.
bend over and let every member give you a dick in your hole,
that would be exciting for you.
You'd probably get a
not
free
for me.
drink, too. Is that all it's about, a free drink? That's why you do it now? Holy
Jesus
cow,
Christ.
Brad.
Jesus fuck. There's no arguing with you. Just go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just shoot a bunch of steroids and waste my money at 50 years old. For what?
It's getting to you, Brad.
No, I'm just...
Oh, by the way, I got that thing in my car.
That thing.
You should be able to put it in your back seat because I'm sure they got bags of golf clubs in your trunk.
No,
it's
I
not
don't.
going to fit.
No, I don't.
Last time I checked.
Well, you think it'll fit my trunk,
You're
though?
gonna fucking, huh?
No, I don't have
Well,
anything in
you're
the
going to
trunk.
have to adjust it a little bit, but it's got one big piece, and then it's got those tubes, but it's not going to fit your thing. You're going to have to adjust it somehow. Maybe get a peep because your hole in your gym is a little bit different.
You're talking about the AC?
Yeah.
The
portable?
floor AC. Straight from the dungeon.
It was from the storage. You're going to have to clean the filter and redust it
No,
off.
yeah,
Wait a minute, are we talking about the one that had black mold all over it?
Yes.
It did. That thing didn't have black mold on it, but it was
The one sitting right in front of his bathroom?
I went through one.
There was one that looked brand new. The last
Yeah,
time you
that's
were
what I
there.
have now.
Yeah.
Just going to have to rinse the filter off. And dust it.
Don't worry. I'm gonna bleach the fuck out of that whole thing. I don't need black mold spores spraying around the garage.
Brad should set up a little putting course at Bradford
I
Manor.
was thinking about doing that. A big putting green.
Yeah, like a miniature golf course at Brad's place. We can do videos there, Lenny.
Look how disgusted Lenny
on.
looks.
What a
That's
great
the
idea!
equivalent of throwing axes at a dartboard,
And,
which is equivalent of throwing darts, in my opinion.
and that thing that the dogs used to run through, that ridge, we can make that part of the miniature golf course.
Oh yeah, I'll build a mini golf course in
Yeah.
the backyard. That's a great idea.
And as soon as you get like a hole in one, you get like
Come
an
on,
audio
Lenny.
bite that says, whoa.
I hate when you do
When
that.
you
Stop
build that sex dungeon
Stop that
with my
one.
specifics, then I'll be impressed.
Okay.
You already got the face-hitting chair.
Glory holes in the garage.
And you could take one of those power racks out and, if you know, and get my drift.
Come on over and build it.
I certainly will.
You know, there was a lady in Delray that had a whole setup in her garage.
I know her. She used to go to the gym. She used to do stretches.
We talked about that on an old podcast.
Yes.
Yep.
She was a dominatrix.
Yep.
Yeah, and she was there for years.
Her name was Shar.
She used to put shit on like Twitter or whatever. She would post stuff, and I think the neighbors. She was there for a couple of years. There's guys that would go over there and get tied up and all that shit. The whole contract. But I think one of the neighbors caught wind of it, or heard something, and complained to the association. They kicked her out.
Yeah. I saw her walking her dog at Barwick Park when I used to spend over there all the time. She's afraid up. She'd have guys pay her to shit on her and everything. She'd shit on them.
Hey, man. Whatever.
It's very flexible.
Whatever floats your boat.
Very flexible.
I tried to invite Leonard to go throw axes, and I got no.
Yeah. Good luck doing that.
It's target practice.
What? Fuck you carrying an axe around?
No, it's when somebody's running away from me. Hit him right on
Practice
target.
is hitting a golf ball into a practice for what? And worse, they honor those creeps and give $1 million
I
contracts.
know, we heard it.
Purses.
Leonard messaged us. McLeod asked me to go axe throwing.
My goal was to get a cardboard cutout of Dale and have you throw axes at his face.
Well, to be honest, at the shooting center, I wasn't all too happy about that. I could see, for practice, but, other than that, it seems like a waste. I'm not going to get a thrill out. I mean, it's good. It's a good skill to have.
What, axe throwing?
No, when I went to the shooting center.
Is that the first time you ever fired a gun?
I did it in the military. I did a M1 in the field.
Shooting ranges are packed right now.
Do you own a gun, McLeod?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you have?
Glock.
What model?
The 9mm.
Okay.
I'm thinking about getting a SIG M17. But I went to Delray to go to the shooting range. It was a 2-hour wait.
No shit.
Yeah.
Brad, did you ever get one?
No.
You better not. I'd probably shoot the pizza delivery driver.
Well, you have two guns, you said, right?
Yeah, right here and right here. One right here.
I like that little rant you did on Fauci the other night. That was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, he's a complete. And if you look at him and some of these other types that talk on CNN, they don't even talk like a man. They don't look like a man. That disturbs me.
Little fucking dork.
With his voice.
And it wasn't he the one that said, "Oh, we shouldn't have pro sports yet." He's out there throwing a pitch into the fucking dugout of fucking uncoordinated
We shouldn't
dipshit.
have pro golf.
But he said no pro sports, and he's out there throwing the first pitch of the fuck. I mean, what the fuck is
like we
this
talked about Bill
shit?
Gates, Andrew. Who gave him the right to say anything? Little fuck. It seemed like they were
I
kneeling
just
to
don't
him.
understand why anyone gives a flying shit what Bill Gates' opinion is on coronavirus. Who cares?
I get a lot of clips
He's a
sent my
computer
way, and I don't
geek.
even watch them.
Because
gives
he's
a
a
shit?
vaccine.
To me,
He's a
implicating
vaccine
himself.
pusher.
He's implicating himself. He knows about this. He knew something about their development in the first place, and he has it with his master plan, his other elitists, how this is going to all work. And if somebody denies that, you could say, I believe the coronavirus is real. It's possible to get it, of course.
Of course,
It's a
it
low
is.
death rate, but there's a plan to this. And if people don't see that, particularly when the major news didn't say a word about the protesters gathering like that, not a word, it's obvious. And if you don't understand that, you are way behind. You
Right,
need
but they
help.
lose their shit when they see 10 people in a church.
Right.
Right.
Or you can't.
Or you can't open your gym or your
Now they're
barber
worried about
shop.
home gatherings. The home is a place of sanctity. That's in the Constitution. Somebody comes in, just like those lawyers, they're catching charges because a group broke through the gate and came onto their property, and they don't have a right to defend it. No one was shot. It wasn't a.
Oh, that husband and wife. Yeah.
Is there something wrong with what they did? Well, I think they're facing charges.
For what?
They shouldn't have done that. They should not have. Think about how ugly that situation could have been.
Right.
You got this woman waving a semi-automatic at a bunch of protesters. That schmuck isn't even holding the AR-15 properly. He's waving it around. What if one of those protesters put his hands up and approached him? He said, "My hands are up. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me." And he kept walking closer and closer. And he got within 20 feet, 15 feet, 10 feet. What's he going to do? Shoot him? He's unarmed.
He probably
Because he's on his property?
I don't think he would have, but Andrew, the same time goes, what if we're sitting here now and a bunch of people converge from the back here in the front? You're going to grab your gun and say, what the hell's going on?
I'm not going to go outside. You'll wait till they come in.
Hold on a sec. Maybe I could do that. But as soon as I go out there with my gun and they're not armed, I am now the assailant. I am now the aggressor, not them. That man and his wife, they were the aggressors. Believe it or not. Yes, they broke into that private property, but you're standing there with an AR-15 and a semi-automatic. As much as I want to defend them, I can't.
But it's still their property. the
Fine,
front yard.
then stay inside, monitor the situation, call the police, and if they start breaking into your house, that's a different
Then
story.
it's gonna
Exactly.
it could possibly be too late because you don't know if they have guns in their pockets.
You can't stand out there with your gun like that.
Exactly.
You can't.
They take you
You
through these
can.
courses, through
They
gun
obviously did, but that could have been a really ugly, fucked up situation.
What's St. Louis laws?
I
on-
disagree with that
Is
law.
do they have open conceal?
I don't know.
No.
I disagree with that because if I was to walk on someone's property and they saw me coming, they're sitting there eating dinner or whatever, and they pull a gun out, what are you doing here? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. It's up to me I better get the hell out of there. But
I think the laws are different here. I know a friend of mine that lives up by me.
I disagree with that.
Thankfully, that situation didn't get as ugly as it could have. That could have been a disaster.
And they weren't going to, like the interview with Cuomo, they weren't going to the mayor's house. The mayor's house doesn't live in that same
Correct.
area.
I want to defend them. Trust me, as a gun owner and as someone who's a staunch defender of the Second Amendment, I want to defend what they did, but I cannot. You know, two schmucks who obviously have zero training. You see that? He's some schmucky lawyer handling an
But
AR-15.
did they have a permit? They have permits.
Oh, yes.
Legal
All those guns were registered. And then the police came and seized them all.
I could see if they went to the road, but if they're on the driveway in their front yard and a mob converges, to me, they should be within their rights.
Stay in your house, lock your doors, monitor the situation. But you go outside like that, waving your guns like Charles Bronson, you're now the aggressor.
Right.
And if you got an itchy trigger finger and you're nervous, and that wife is a nervous Nelly, and one of them goes, "Huh," and flinches toward her, boom, she pulls the trigger. She just killed an unarmed person.
Well, I agree with that.
That didn't
You have to
happen,
be a
but it
responsible
could have.
gunner. You have to be responsible.
Well, that's
But
what he's
if they're
saying.
on
That's
their
not being
property-
responsible.
I'm sorry.
But if they're on their property, they should have a legal right to do it. And hopefully they get acquitted.
I hope
technically-
well, the governor already said he's at a part in them.
Technically,
Which I agree
they weren't
with.
on his property. They were walking in front of the property.
Well, I think that whole street was private. It was gated. It was a private street.
And then what are they doing there? They have no business. Just
I-
like Brad, if he puts his gate on, what if
I
what if
agree
they
with
come-
you.
You got a bunch of you-know-whats, 30 of them. You're in there listening. You look out, and what the hell's going on? And they're beyond your gate. And you had, what would you do?
Yeah, you never know until you're in that
I
situation.
believe they should have.
And
the
now
right-
they're-
I know a friend of mine that lives out by me. He had workers that were working on his house, or one of them had to go get something out of his shed. They weren't working at the house at the time, but they had something to go get out of his shed. He wasn't there. He's like, "Yeah, go in the shed." The guy comes out of the shed and he's got a shotgun to his face. The neighbor saw the guy going into a shed and ran over, and he called him. He's like, "Hey, I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but I got a shotgun pointed at my face." He's like, "All right, calm down. Just give him the phone." He told him, he's like, "Don't worry. That's my guy." I told him, he's like, "Okay, I'm just making sure." The guy almost shit himself.
Now, in today's world now, too, where 911, you might get a busy signal. You might, people that think, like me, I used to...
Is that true, though? Is that true? Or is that some more
Well, I don't know.
propaganda on fucking...
well,
What happens? They have a
I don't know.
priority call.
Yeah.
Certain things are certain priorities. Like Ronnie Coleman said, he used to be a cop. He used to play his music in his home gym real loud. And he knew by the time the cops would come out, his work would have been long over. He'd be at the restaurant.
Did you see
Never
that?
turned it down.
Did you see the video that came out? I don't remember what store it was in. It may have been a Target or a Costco. A guy pulled his gun on another man because he told him to put a mask on. Did you see that video clip?
I'm not surprised, though.
You can find it on YouTube.
You see a lot of this shit all over the... Countless, every day you watch all these videos.
the mask Nazis.
Yeah, the mask police.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'll do a couple mornings a week. I'll do cardio outside throughout the development. And there's this one woman. I see her every fucking time. And she wears the mask around her neck. And as soon as she sees me coming from about 30 to 40 feet away, she'll immediately go out of her way so she doesn't walk past me. And she makes sure I see her put her mask on all the way up over her face. And she just gives me a look. Because I don't wear a fucking mask when I
If you're,
do
if
shit.
you're outside hundreds of feet away from people,
People are it's
You're not-
insane.
That's part of the master plan to get people not to hate, divide, mistrust, and turn them in. The tattletales. Happen in many places. Germany,
Divide and
Cuba,
conquer.
China.
She's doing herself a bigger disservice by constantly pulling it up and pulling it down with her
Putting your
filthy
filthy
hands and not even
That old
wearing
bag
one.
will face death real quick. She's not going to.
What's the same people that drive in cars with them on?
The car is a mask. The whole fucking car is a
that's
mask.
so idiotic. I can't.
It's like, I think somebody said it's like wearing a condom and not fucking.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
But if I didn't want to wear a mask, somebody told me to get out of the store, fine.
Yeah.
I'd walk out. But, I wouldn't pull a gun. But heaven forbid that person comes up and grabs you because you're not wearing a mask.
That's what's starting to happen.
I mean, it's a listen, if it's mandatory, you got to go to the store to get some. You got to put on a mask, whatever. You got to put the fucking thing on, or else you don't get service. So,
well, it's again.
I mean,
this is a test run. They're testing us, and that's going to happen with the vaccine. Just they're testing us with the masks. Let's see how they comply. No service. Same thing. No vaccine. No service.
Yeah.
It's all part of the master plan. If anyone doesn't see that, they're very short-sighted.
I think I spoke on my podcast about Trader Joe's and Boca here asked me not to come back the same day because they make you wait outside, but then it's fucking hot outside, and then they want you to stay 6 feet apart but wear your mask. Mm-hmm. Try being outside in fucking 100-degree weather, wearing a mask, waiting to go inside the store. I was like, they were literally coming up and down the line. You got to put your mask on. I'm like, I'm fucking outside. Nobody can breathe out here. In the sun, there's no shade. Sir, we're going to have to ask you not to come back. I was like, I'm not going to come back.
Guess what? You hit the deck. They got to call an ambulance. Then it gets further twisted from there. All the theys and the know-it-alls.
The authority of Todd and fucking Trader Joe.
Yeah, I wonder how many lawsuits are going to come to the gyms and all that shit.
Well,
yeah, wear your mask. You can't
the
train.
economy's probably going to crash so bad, those lawsuits will be worthless.
Yep.
People's savings are going to be
I
worthless.
agree. You cannot. The stock market right now might be at a nice level, but the mid 26,000s, that's just a facade.
How do you guys feel about what Canada did? Like, they flatten out the curve with all the policies they put in place about, social distancing and staying away. And they seem to be doing better with numbers according to what they're saying.
Maybe the people up there are just more civilized and better behaved than they are here.
Possibly.
Maybe it all boils down to the population and the people and their behavior. Not so much.
I spoke about Canada a lot. He even said the prison system is nothing like this country. He says they have sections out in the woods and they get guys do work out there, but it's not this violent type with gangs and such. And there's a lot of safety nets. If you lose a job, you're not out in the cold.
Our prison system is just a vicious circle.
Meaning what? In terms of collecting unemployment?
Yes. He said, because it was unthinkable, because, when I lost those jobs, he couldn't believe, because I was ineligible. He's like, you kidding me?
Yeah, but they're also paying 55% in income tax up there compared to 22% for someone like me or Brad.
Right.
So
But they don't have the problems that they don't have to maintain a military we do. And I don't know, taking care of the flaws in this country are pretty obvious. And
There's a lot
it's
of
not being done. They don't want to say it because you'd be called a you-know-what and a you-know-what.
Right. Shit rolls downhill, my friend.
So do golf
Starts
balls.
at the top. Put my balls right on your chin.
Actually, Brad, I like the fact that you actually, as a kid, you were such a hard worker all your life. They used to jump into canals and ponds and retrieve golf balls.
we need somebody to come up with a good name for a golf course on Bradford Manor. It's a good name for a golf course.
A mini course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have this big face, just like a cut through.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Look, now you're thinking.
You know, it was funny when they had get your questions in for Leah. What questions would you like me to ask Brad? Somebody wrote.
When was this? You did a live last night?
No, this I saw last night. Leo's Instagram. He's like, I'm finally get the
I gotta
opportunity to
follow
interview
him.
Brad. What questions would you like to ask him? Somebody wrote, ask him if he's a cookie cutter.
So fucking stupid. That term is so fucking played
I was
out.
going to say until I lost the thing, if he's still obsessed. Ask if he's still obsessed with Emma.
Oh my god.
So you might get, I'm sure he's got a lot of good doozies coming at you.
You love making shit up, boy.
No, it's true.
It's not true. I was never obsessed with Emma.
On those videos.
What are you talking about?
Seemed like it.
I wanted to bang Jennifer more than Emma.
You didn't? You didn't?
Oh, she was with Koth.
Who?
The Nordic.
Brad, if you-
The Nordic.
Brad, if you want to be somebody, then let no man stand in your way. That's the old saying.
Jesus Christ.
The fuck, Koth? What the fuck's he gonna do?
Oh, stop. I like Andrew. He's a good guy.
Well, he's a good guy. He let you spit roaster with him. Me and Caloro had a policy we shared our women.
Good for you guys. He's such a shit stern fuck. Oh my god. All right, are we almost done? I'm getting tired. You got anything else to rant about, Leonard? Anything else you want to say for them to hate you more?
No, they'll hate me enough no matter what. They're gonna fucking bombard both of your DMs. Don't let McCook back on the podcast again.
Well, listen, they hate when they, we got a bunch of shit for letting, having Nate in a video or whatever. It's like,
Dude, I embrace it.
Nate-
I've always embraced the hate, no matter what.
Nate is a great sport, man. He rolls with everything. Nate is a great sport.
What I do need is to ask all the maniacs either a GoFundMe or some kind of program to figure out where my invitation for Bradford Manor is at. I think it's lost somewhere. I don't know where.
what are you going to do? You don't train? You're not going to train with us?
I'm a good spotter.
We don't need spotters. If you need a spotter, you shouldn't be lifting that much weight.
Well, on behalf of Nate, I would like to start a GoFundMe called Go Tweak Me, referring to his old days in Vegas.
But see, he can take all the shit.
Right.
That's what these.
Yeah.
He
Cannot.
yes, he
That
can.
cartoon of him was fantastic.
He would never have anything to
You
do.
see him with those dildos like that? in his mouth?
That was
He would never have anything to do with us.
Yeah.
If this shit bothered him.
Why, he's that much of an elitist?
No, if you
No,
get
it's
triggered
just-
by words online, then you would
Like
you would be long gone.
He knows
Correct.
whenever he's in a video or a podcast with us, he's gonna catch
Right.
a ton of fucking.
He knows I'm going to break his balls a little bit from behind the
Yeah, we
camera,
all-
and he knows that we're all.
He rolls with it, man.
Trust me.
Doesn't you see the end
We're
of
all
that video?
friends.
I just got done posing on stage, and he's telling me, they're going to be talking about this forever. He was hurt. He needs to get over it.
What are you talking about?
Well, when you called him an insect.
During that little speech, I just got off stage, and he's worried about all the things that was said about him or that they're saying about him. He goes, this is going to last forever. He's obviously heard about it. Come on, Nate. I know you're a young man, but you got to step it up. I never let any type of criticism,
I don't
negative
know.
or positive. I always embrace it and try to learn from it.
Was that the one in 15 or 17? That clip.
15, yeah. 17, I was gone.
And well, in 15, he didn't have his big channel yet. He didn't-
Might have been probably 16. I think it was 16.
Was it?
Man, is YouTube now saturated with the same amount of content? Every video is some kind of challenge or eating challenge. It's just so saturated. I turned off all my notifications for anything.
What do you mean notifications?
Like
If
you get like an
subscribe-
alert, like when you guys put up a video.
if
Delray
you're
Misfits.
subscribed,
No, well, that too. Yeah.
don't you have to be subscribed?
Yeah,
to
like
that?
I started
So why
unsubscribing.
the fuck would you subscribe to shit that's?
Well, there's certain people, I won't mention names, I would follow, and then I'm like, all right, I'm getting tired of this. But I don't make a rant about it and go, want to fucking take down YouTube. I just unfollow them or turn
Who
off
cares if it
notifications.
works for them and they're making money and they're happy doing it? Who gives a fuck? I don't care.
I saw, I don't know his name, Nate's boy, the other guy that was like a competitive eater. So like a cereal commercial come up on my Instagram where he's there eating all the bowls of cereal. And I'm like, oh, there's Nate's boy. It's probably a good deal to eat cereal. And you should see the comments. They were fucking great.
Yeah, the comments are always good. They think they get to you too. They say, they're fucking.
I just don't.
They're ruthless with shit. Whenever you post something, they talk all this. They think, we all break each other's balls. Like that's how I grew up. I mean, all my friends, we all called each other out on bullshit. Everybody, if you take it personal, you're a fucking
Yeah,
wimp.
exactly.
And if somebody can't be honest, that's why I like these guys because I can be honest with them, tell them what, and they can be honest with me. Jay, he gets that's why I was telling the other day. I'm like, Jay, you're a fucking hippie. If you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. Like you could say the most ridiculous shit to all of us about all of us. You, me. Do we get all upset and go online and fucking cry about it? I don't like Brad. I don't like Lenny. Fucking
Like a motherfucker.
yeah, but who gives a shit? Like, why are you getting so upset? You should be able to say what you feel. What's the difference?
Not anymore.
He's an easy psychological read. There's a lot of self-hate there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's got some deep
CRDM.
issues. Yeah,
Sometimes the worst he can be to you.
yeah, it's amazing.
Well, that's why I can't be mad at him because it's like you kind of feel sorry for this is all he has. You know what I mean?
And if you could film his conversations with his mother, I think people would.
Yeah.
He probably starts out whiny 5-year-old boy banter.
Where's my Sprite, you bitch?
Or where's my steel reserve?
Well, but I told him about you. I'm like, why? What is your heart on for him? I don't like how he's a sheriff. I'm like, Jay, who gives a fuck? Then don't look at his posts. No. Who cares?
I don't understand.
I said he helped you get from South Dakota back home, gave you $1,000. Oh well, does that give him a free pass?
Yeah, free pass to do what?
Yeah, exactly. He just got mad. Oh, from the
Yes,
whole,
yeah.
mom getting. I said we've all gotten doxxed. It's just it's a shitty thing that happens that these people are fucking. idiots for doing. I don't know what they gain from it, but that's something they feel like they have to do, like, you know, sending food to people's houses and shit. You're only hurting the business and the driver. You're not, I mean, it doesn't do anything. You know, they were sending Nate's grandmother fucking deliveries and shit. Why would you, what? How?
That's what I did in the 3rd grade.
Exactly.
Who would do that?
Such a moronic.
What does that accomplish?
You're not hurting you're hurting the fucking business and the driver.
You say, I didn't order it. The driver leaves, and he loses money, and the business loses money. And then you go back in your house. What does that accomplish?
What the fuck do you get out of that? You know? Yeah, they all know where you live. Okay.
Great. Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? I don't understand how that gets them off. I never understood.
Having said that, meatballs, jalapenos, mushrooms,
Some garlic knots.
and I'll take a Sicilian. Thank you.
I'll apologize again. This video, that clip that I did for the Instagram, never fucking uploaded, or we might have gotten a fucking delivery. Who knows?
I couldn't access it on my phone. I'll try it on the computer. I can always just throw it on YouTube if I can download it on my computer.
All right. But, you know, it's just comments, trolling, the fuck, you know, talking shit.
words.
It's just talking shit. It's fine.
If I was really triggered by words, I wouldn't.
A lot of
be
the
near,
shit,
nowhere near
the
Jay.
shit they say, they think that they're gonna bother you with it. But I laugh at a lot of the shit they say. I think it's fucking hysterical. Like the minute I posted that I was drinking that chicken shake and I made that face, you know who posted a picture of me there. Oh, when you know Taco Queen wants you to eat her out or something. It's like. You got no fucking life, man. It's funny though. I mean, what the fuck? Who cares?
Just a general rule to live by. When Jesus was asked, "What is the greatest commandment, Rabbi?" He said, "Love your neighbor as yourself." And the Pharisee said, "Who's my neighbor?" He says, "Everybody." Period. So
I think that's a
rule in life,
perfect way to end the podcast.
Yeah, treat people how you want to be treated.
Think back to that, and that's what makes you a real man, not vengeance. There's a thing is justice, yes, but not vengeance or hate, because it's going to make you self-destruct. Believe me, I've been there.
Very good. On that note.
Yep. Lenny, thank you for giving me some editing to do. I appreciate
Sorry
it.
about that. It was chemically related.
Yeah.
If there are a few little choppy spots on this podcast, it's because I have a little editing to do.
Yeah. Certain words can't. We don't want to
I
get.
apologize for that.
We don't want to get canceled. Yeah.
It's easy to do.
Okay.
As long as when you write down the time, it's fine.
And thanks, guys, for letting me come by.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you for the
goodies.
Thanks, and hope
the food.
can return the favor and bring us back on one of those days.
Yeah, I will. They put a stipulation on the building like nobody else is allowed, like certain numbers. I'm like, whatever.
Oh no shit.
And
Yeah.
tell Kyle he's welcome.
He wants to. Kyle's got to get on the program still. That's
What
all I
program? Stop wearing fucking jerseys at his age.
That's what Leonard said.
How
So
old
get
is
on the
he?
program,
How
Kyle.
old is he?
22.
He's just got no life
He's young.
experience yet. He doesn't know.
I have so many conversations off camera, off podcast.
I mean, how do you, from being, when you were 22, how much have you fucking changed?
I have.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But that's when it stopped.
I've changed dramatically. Yeah, like
Shit's hit the fan at that age. I knew. And I don't take in that garbage.
10 years ago, you never find a gun in my house. People change.
Yeah, just it's part of life, man. You evolve.
Yeah, man.
But
And if-
with 5G, they can dismantle that guns easily, even easier than the physical and mind control.
What do you mean dismantle?
So keep that, and they won't be able to fire as well with 5G technology. That is what's going to happen to the guns. Forewarned.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Lenny's been right about a lot of crazy shit, so I'm not going to argue.
Isn't that weird that he's right about
He
a
actually
lot of-
has, though.
Yeah, he's on
Yes.
point on a
Listen,
lot of
you
You're
have.
not being a kook. You got to just think about it first, the topic. Think of all.
Well, you
why are
look
they
at all
doing this?
different
You know, you look at money.
different sources of
Yes, and then you
getting
look at the control. And it's so
information, yeah.
obvious.
Yeah.
Again,
It's
nobody's
always
saying a
about
word
following the
about
money.
and money and control and power.
Yeah.
And I predicted this too. Everybody, Kanye West is Trump's little try to get the black vote away from Biden and Kamala Harris, and Ghislaine Maxwell is going to say Trump was involved in pedophilia activities.
Well, that's why they asked him about it, I wish her well.
Yeah.
Why do you wish her well?
That's because they're going to use that against him, and she's probably going to, whether it's true or not, most likely not. Go talk to Bill Clinton, who went to the island.
She's got some
Exactly.
dirt. She's got plenty.
Very
of dirt.
good point.
She's got plenty.
Talk
she's
to
got a lot of
Clinton,
dirt.
who swears he wasn't on that, but he's on the plane manifest. multiple times going to
did
the
you
island.
watch the
Yes.
Netflix documentary on that?
Yeah.
Fucking sick.
Epstein isn't so
motherfuckers.
bad. I mean, I'm talking.
Isn't so bad.
No, 16-year-old girls paying him. I'm talking about the 8-year-olds, the 6-year-olds, the infants, the human sacrifices for turn-ons.
What was that? What was it called? Bohemian Grove?
Yes. And how about the one in Berlin where that one heavy metal guy from, I think it was Scorpions, attended it, and he saw human sacrifice. It's on there. Because the elitists, they have the money and the power, and they don't deny themselves any type of pleasure.
Nobody's been to
And
the.
pedophilia has been going on since the beginning of time. They only recently have they tried to stop it, but believe me, as we speak, there is adults having sex with infants all over the world.
A lot of people try to put it out
Infants.
there. Yeah, a lot of people try to put it out there and they get silenced.
Nobody wants to.
Ultimate orgasms. Watch somebody die.
Well, supposedly she has it all on film. They secretly filmed everything.
Oh, Ghislaine? Her name is Ghislaine or Maxwell?
Yeah.
Yep.
She has it filmed?
Yep.
I
She
had somebody
said-
put a post about her cell.
It was
they put rope underneath her bed.
It was a stipulation. She filmed everything. Her and Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, where are all those tapes?
Smile, you're on candid
you think
camera.
the FBI has all those tapes? They might magically disappear.
Well, also, what's his name? Dershowitz said he's never been to the island too, and he was on the manifest on the plane rides over there.
I read that he admitted to getting just massages, quote unquote. I think he
Okay.
I think he actually once tweeted it.
We'll never know.
Don't say that just yet. We'll see. Just got to keep this woman alive. They can keep her alive.
Yeah, all these
Sing like a
Hollywood
canary.
fucking
Yep.
creeps too.
You
Hollywood.
saw Tom Hanks?
That's why they won't release her. They want to
about
make
him?
a deal.
He got accused of being in this ring, him and Spielberg, and then he became a citizen of Greece.
yeah,
very
I
recently.
did hear that. Yep.
No extradition.
Yep.
Yeah. So he might bounce to Greece. Right when this happens, he's now a citizen of Greece
Yep.
with his
Can't
wife.
watch his war movies ever with him in it. He has no place in it.
Why? Because he's such a dork.
He's a disgusting, lying sack of shit. Left winger.
We're in for
The elitists. It's us and them. The little people.
puppets.
They have the cancer cures. You ever hear those elitists ever dying? From diseases like cancer? Rarely.
Yeah, Magic Johnson's still alive with HIV, right?
Well,
All about the money, Leonard. So, anyway, all right.
10 to 10.
Yeah.
It's 10 to 10.
wow.
10.
There you go.
I gotta work tomorrow, so
All right.
all right,
Adams,
maniacs.
thanks for coming by.
Yeah, no problem.
Keep on trolling.
Yep.
Good night.
Embrace the hate.
Good night.